Easy the other day, so when we went to the coast, as soon as we got out of the pickup, she said, "Hey, Daisy." Tiny says, "You're going to end up with a name you don't like. You better not do that." She did.
We're going to talk about that on the podcast.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Boom, and welcome to the Big Honker podcast from the free state of Texas. I am Jeff Stanfield with the world-famous Andy Shaver.
And Tiny and Lester the Molester.
Well, you stole my thunder right there. I wasn't even going to fuck up the intro this time.
He was going to screw it up, so I had to just take it by the horns. And
anyways, with us today, the mayor of Albany, Texas, Mr. Bucky Nail.
Howdy.
And Les Bowman, the world-famous Lester Molester, the better-looking version of Clay Reed, I'm going to tell you right now.
That's good. I'm known for something.
Would you consider Clay a pretty man?
No.
he's on testosterone now, so
Yeah.
like he's getting jacked
He's
and
all
fit
beefed
and
up, working out, lifting weights now.
taking Cialis.
He's a special breed.
Yeah. Taking codeine and Cialis.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, codeine does wonders.
I guess it's the penis picker-upper, I guess.
Had I been thinking that was, I'd have just, I don't know. I'd have been all over the place had I been taking codeine and then trying to bang my wife. I'd have been worse than normally.
Yeah, if he'd got the real deal, he would have really tore her up.
So Clay is in somewhere in Wyoming, Utah, or Nevada right now, scouting to become the world champion coyote.
I don't know if he knows where he's at.
What do
He's
you?
probably trying to go back up there for that damn Brokeback Mountain. For that, he probably left his underwear up there when they shot that movie.
So how long have you known Clay?
Oh, probably 15 years, I imagine. Barnman hunting, that's where I met him.
Now, was Clay the wild man that he from his older days whenever you met him? Or
No, I
was that
didn't know
fading
him
out?
back then. I didn't know him back then, but the 911 rape call, the sheriff there at the time, my first cousin, that was their grandpa, was the sheriff. So that's when he told me that story about that deal after he found out who I was. And
Do you think his friends that he mentioned their names appreciated that story?
probably about as much as Tiny's going to appreciate this today.
Tell us a story on little tiny nail over here.
Oh, man.
I want to ask the question. I got to know this. Why do you call his wife Squirt?
Well, she started calling me Daisy.
Sorry, Lacey. I love you.
and we went to the coast a couple of weeks ago, and Tiny mentioned that they was having a hard time getting down there. It took them so long because Squirt had to keep stopping.
No. Then the first night's when she got so drunk. The next day.
No, but she was squirting on the way down there.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Said that he said, well, we'd been down here earlier, but Lacey had to keep stopping like 20 times. And then she got mad at Tiny, and she said, "Tiny, why'd you tell him?" I said, well, I just told him that we had to stop, and he figured out that you had to stop and shit all the time. So then she gets drunk the first night. So I didn't really give her the Squirt name after the first day. It was when she squirted the second or third day. That's when it stuck in. Set in.
Permanent squirts.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Was it just too much drinking or what?
Oh, yeah.
That's the worst.
They drank everything from salty dogs to fireball shots to
Ooh.
beer to... Hell, I think she was drinking some of my NAs at one time. Didn't have a clue what she was doing. It was.
I saw a girl get drunk on non-alcoholic beer one night.
She's tough because it takes.
Oh,
a bunch.
she wasn't drunk, but
Oh.
mentally she thought she'd knocked down a 6-pack of beer. She's 18 years old, 17 in high school, and drank like a 6-pack of before O'Doul's, whatever the fucking near beer shit.
2 weekends ago at the Heritage, somebody stole about 15 of them out of my cooler.
They had no clue what they was getting. And this girl though, she was fucking falling over, sloppy fucking drunk, and she wasn't drunk at all.
She thought she was really doing
And
something.
I guess it's just a mental fuck
You
up.
just needed some courage.
So your wife was drinking fire. Your wife's not Mexican. What's she doing drinking Fireball shots?
When she gets too much to drink, she'll drink anything.
Ugh.
I'm that way. And you getting a pickle,
Oh, God.
a big pickle.
I was like,
I
Because
just
you
stick
start
to
mixing
whiskey.
things that aren't supposed to be mixed, and you break all the rules, and
then she got on the Malibu and Sprites at the end of the night, and I was just like, tomorrow's going to suck.
No.
Malibu and Sprite.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard of that.
That's not bad. I've had those before. They're called
Malibu and Sprite?
It's called a Bay Breeze or something's the name for it.
I don't have any
They
idea.
add something else to it too, like a little bit of orange juice to it. Yeah, I had a gay dude that made them for us one night. Me and Coach Steele in the front yard. It's pretty nice. So when I
What'd
got
you
that,
have to do for them?
I didn't do nothing, but I got all the questions asked that a straight guy would ask a gay guy that most people won't ask. That I asked. I asked about everything. I wanted the answers. I was like, how do you become a pitcher or how do you become the receiver, you know? And he said there's took a whole lot of work to be the receiver because you got to prepare yourself. I was like,
Tiny, do you know anything about that?
Do not.
but aren't there things that you would ask people that you just, so I just asked. I asked questions, you know? Have you not ever been with a woman? Does that not entice you at all? You know?
You know, I've seen my hairy ass in the mirror naked.
Yeah,
I
there's
just-
nothing about that attractive at all.
No, I can't look back there and say, boy, I'd like to hit that. No. No. No.
So how'd you and Bucky meet?
I used to babysit him when he was a little kid. That was a long time ago. He
That
was
is a
little.
true story.
He babysat you.
My mom, for some reason, one day just sent me with Les to go fishing.
How much older are you than him?
I'm 44. What are you, Tiny?
36.
Yeah.
8 years. So you're a high school kid hanging out with little kids.
Took me fishing. All he did was catch me in the lip with a fishing hook.
Yeah.
Hell of a babysitting
No
kid.
shit.
I didn't get to fish. He fished the whole time, and I watched.
Yep.
Well, you got to break him in.
Oh, yeah.
Now, one of our old friends, Roy Rodriguez.
Oh, yeah.
You and Roy were friends, right?
Oh, yeah.
And
Chili.
that's Chili, and that's one of Zach's best friend's dad.
He was,
and Zach loved
he was
Roy
one
to
of my
death.
very best friends, yeah.
Roy was a good guy.
Oh, man. We had lots of fun together. He run a ranch over there by Albany, between Albany and Abilene, and I worked for him over there.
I bet he was a bad influence on you.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's probably why I turned out like I did.
I saw a picture of him not long ago where it was one of the last pictures taken. Jeez, that guy had
Yep.
been through the fucking ringer.
Oh, yeah.
You see a picture of him like 4 or 5 years earlier, and then you see what,
Yeah,
just
he
wasted
was,
away.
he was
Cancer's a
lot of
horrible
fun.
disease.
Yeah, he was a lot of fun. And he always go to bed real early, like
Mm-hmm.
8 o'clock. By 8:10, you could call him, and he'd be asleep, and he'd eat your ass out. Oh,
For waking
for
him up.
waking him up. So we was out one night about 2 o'clock in the morning. We decided we're going to go to Whataburger in Abilene. So we take off. Well, we go and buy his deal out there, his entrance. I call him. And when he answers the phone, he "Rrr." I said, Chili, we're going to Whataburger. You want something to eat? God damn, Lester. He goes, what the fuck you calling me for at this time of day? He goes, are you in jail? I said, no, sir. He goes, did you have a wreck? Are you hurt? No, sir. He said, don't fuck call me no more.
We would go over there and drink, and he had that cane that he'd walk with, and if you were up too late, you just hear that fucking cane and that dog coming.
yeah.
Coming. What was that dog's name? Was it
The
Linda?
white one?
Yeah. Was it Linda?
I don't remember what the little one was. See, he used to have a big white, one of them big sheep dogs.
Oh no! This was like a little one, just a
Yeah.
little shit dog.
Yeah, this sheepdog, his name was Killer, and he'd get after Bubba, and hell, he'd have to take Bubba in the house to whip him because the dog would bite him. He said, I can't even whip my own damn kid outside. My damn dog bites me.
You know, Riley, it's amazing how he's turned out because
Yeah.
that boy had a
Beulah was her name.
Beulah, yeah.
Beulah.
Yeah.
Between-
You'd hear Beulah's toenails and that fucking cane hitting the
Yeah.
floor, and you're like, well, party's over.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta go home.
Beulah's gonna run us out of
Because
here.
Riley's mom got shot like 7 times one time or something he was telling me.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, she got shot by her ex-husband or something said before she met Roy.
Yeah.
I don't remember all the story, but she'd been shot. But
Yeah, I think she lives over Seymour now.
yes, she does. She has for a long time.
Yeah. I know a bunch of her family's from there.
Riley could fuck up more stuff in the house, anything. He'd come over to our house and he'd just touch shit and it'd fucking break and crap.
Old chunky butt.
Oh,
I
God.
used to call him.
Have you seen him lately?
Yeah, he lives in Albany now.
Motherfucker's all buffed up.
Yeah, I seen him over there the other day. I think he's doing that training.
Yeah,
you
he
know,
looks like
training
a
people.
young Bucky Nail is what he looks like.
I don't know. I don't think Tiny ever been that small.
I was walking into Allsup's the other morning and ran into him, and he patted me on the belly and goes, "Damn, maybe you should come visit me a little while." And I thought,
Yeah, when old Chunky Butt was a little kid, we was out there working one day. Me and Chili and him, we're fixing to get on our horse. Chili asked him. He goes, "Bubba, do you need to go to the bathroom?" No, Dad. I don't need to go. So he asked him this for 10 minutes. Finally, he helps him up on his horse, and away we go. We didn't go 100 yards. He said, "Dad, I got to go to the bathroom." So Chili, he eats his ass out. Chili's favorite thing to say was, "God damn." So he says, "God damn, Bubba." He goes, "I just asked you for 10 fucking minutes if you need to use the bathroom. Now you need..." "Yeah, Dad, I got to poop bad." So, Chili, he had just, he's kind of growled a little bit. He gets him off, and he does his business. Well, here in a little while, Chili helps him back up on his horse. And Chili, he always wore them long sleeve pearl snap shirts.
Yep.
Well, then he wore one of them little white wife beaters under it all the time. Didn't matter what time of year, he always had them on.
can't say that, it's an undershirt, not a wife beater.
Oh, okay.
You can say what you want here.
Yeah. So, anyway, well, he gets him back on his horse, and we go trotting off. And Chili's trotting along there, and he goes, "Man," he goes, "Bubba, I must have stepped in your shit." He goes, "Oh, I can smell shit." So we're going along there, and he says, "God damn it." He goes, "I still smell shit." So he stops and looks at his shoes, his boots, and he can't nowhere. He can't find it nowhere. So we're going along there. Well, some reason or another, I got on the right side of him. I said, "Chili, what's that on your arm?" Right up here, he had a little streak. I said, "There's something on your arm, Chili." He pulls it around there. He goes, "God damn, Bubba, you shit on your old dad." So anyway, he pulls it, and he bitched for 20 minutes. It took him 20 minutes to take that shirt off. And he bitched the whole time. Well, he takes it off, so ties his shirt on the back of his saddle, and he's got this little wife beater on. We're trotting around out there, and we had to go doctor some cows or something. Well, hell, he's riding around in that little wife beater. I said, "Chili, I think you're starting a good trend here. All you need's a ball cap, and you'll be just perfect." He goes, "God damn, Bubba, I don't know why he couldn't shit at the house." And he bitched about that all day. Yeah, Chili, we'd always pull a lot of stuff on him. We was a lot younger then. Well, he always, if we had to go catch some cows or something, he'd take his old good broke horse. Well, he'd just jump her right out of the trailer and get on and go. Well, we'd always tie a knot in his rope, or we always let his right stirrup out about 6 or 8 inches too far. So then he'd get on and he'd go to kicking around there, and first thing he'd say, "God damn it, Lester." I was like, "Man, I didn't even have nothing to do with it." Kai or something like that would be. Me and him, Kai was going to go catch some cows one day. We let his stirrup out. Well, me and Kai was out there trotting around trying to get our horses from bucking us off. And Chili gets on, and, he went to bitching. We go out there and catch the cow, and he comes over, and he goes, "I ain't even helping you little bastards." He goes, "Y'all can do it your damn self."
That whole family is pretty cool. There are really a lot of differences there. But there's like 13 kids.
Yeah. Frankie, I like Frankie. He was I knew him pretty well.
He was a cowboy too.
Yes, sir. Yeah, he was a good guy.
So I gotta ask, how the hell did Roy end up with shit on his arm? Did he go help him?
Yeah, I don't. We never did figure out where it.
Like, just jump on him?
Riley sprayed it.
He helped Bubba back on his horse, and
Must not have got it wiped good.
yeah, he said, "I don't know where it come from," because Bubba didn't have it nowhere on him. So we still don't know how he got shit on his arm, but it was right up here on the side of his arm.
There's nothing worse that you don't realize how bad human shit smells.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
gosh.
Because we got water with it now, but like you take a shit outside or accidentally step in it, human shit is vile. It'll knock your ass out.
Tiny, I used to get old Tiny with that shit pretty regular. Used to catch a bunch of rattlesnakes. Me and him and a couple others went to, what was it, Decatur?
Yep.
We went to Decatur. Well, Tiny, he don't like to go nowhere that he don't drive. So we take Tiny's pickup. I'm in the passenger seat. And them other two boys. I guess sister was behind. He was there, wasn't he? He wasn't very old. And
Yeah, Kai was with us.
Well,
Now, how old are these guys?
Kai's my age.
Kai's his age, and sister, he's my little cousin. He's 30, 29.
29.
Yeah, he's about 29.
How old are you?
I'm 44.
You're 44, and Bucky's 38.
Yeah.
36.
36. So you were hanging out with them when you were mid-20s, and they were in their teens.
We started hanging out when I was about 19.
Yeah, we used to play a lot of golf together.
Yeah.
Me and Tiny, we.
Now, Lester, you don't look like a golfer.
I ain't, but Tiny's a good golfer, so he'd carry me.
That sounds pretty good.
We took a bunch of them money because.
Because you don't look like a golfer.
Exactly.
You get out and you're like, yeah,
Then I'd play. I played golf in my breeches and my pearl snap shirt and my hat, and we'd show up and they're like, "What tree these summits just fall out of?" And we could, one time over at Anson, wasn't it? We bought ourselves a Calcutta for like $60. I think we won like $1,200 the next day. Yeah, they kind of frowned on that.
We used to buy ourselves pretty cheap in the Calcutta, and then it got to where it.
Internet and Facebook ruined that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was before that, really.
You just got a reputation. So
I
tell us
did.
about going to this snake deal. So you go to Decatur.
Yeah, well, anyway, we go to Decatur and sell these snakes, and we're coming back home, and man, I had the farts bad. Tiny's gagging. Tiny would gag at the drop of a hat. And I'm like, damn, Tiny, I can't. We was nearly back to Breckenridge. I said, man, I can't make it. You're going to have to pull over. So he turns down the county road, and he drives, and he drives. He goes, well, I got to get off the county road. I said, no, you don't. I got to shit. So he just stopped. So I walk around behind the pickup. I'm holding on to the bumper, and I take a shit. Well, he pulls up, drives off. Okay. So I get done, and I walk back around there, and I open the door, and I was like, damn, Tiny, that shit had the consistency of chocolate pudding. He throws the door open. He gagged. And then we'd be going down the road, and I'd stick my finger in my nose, and I'd be picking my nose, and then I'd lick my other finger, and when he'd turn, I'd rub it on his face. To the bar ditch we'd go.
I used to be bad, and then I had a kid.
You get immune to that real
man.
quick.
Ain't near as bad as what your life's going to be like when your wife finds out squirts all over the fucking the world.
That ain't the worst she could find out.
Oh, well, tell us.
No, I can't tell you all that.
Long walk back to Albany.
I can't tell that.
He's got
Now,
an ace
Clay,
in the hole or
Clay
something.
told us, he said, now Les wants to come on there because he's got some shit on them nail boys to tell everybody.
Oh, I got a lot of shit on Tiny, but I can't tell it.
Some of it's even too dark for this podcast. It'd probably make Logan and Rebel blush.
Of shit that you've done?
Uh-oh.
What have you done that's so bad?
Just some stuff I'm not proud of.
Yeah, he was proud.
Slept
of
with a
it
man?
one time.
No.
Let's say there.
Pretty close.
See there?
Pretty close.
Pretty
So
close.
she was not an attractive lady, is what you're saying.
Neither one of them.
Neither one. Two at the same time.
No, not exactly. Not exactly.
See, if it was two at the same time, like the rating would go up.
Yeah.
Like if you just get if you get 2 threes, like they're stuck at a 3. But on separate occasions,
He was sea donkey hunting.
It happens.
Sea donkey. Mm-hmm. Is that the term that?
Fat girls need a little loving, too.
So do fat guys.
It's true.
You know, Tony was telling me yesterday. Tony's a grinder, Tinder, one of the whatever the fucking deals is. I keep the gay and the straight one. He might be on both of them, but anyways,
Better odds.
He's like, oh my god, boy, she's definitely going to the left. I go, huh? And he goes, oh yeah, she's not somebody you'd swipe right on. I said, there's girls looking at your deal saying the same fucking thing right now. They're saying, goddamn, that fat fucker needs to go swipe left right there.
Les always told me that you got to slay a few dragons to find your princess.
That's
That is true.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I found my princess.
A lot of wisdom in that.
How'd you meet your wife?
Her brother.
Farmers only.
And he introduced you,
Yeah.
and he likes you still.
Yeah.
That's a good sign.
Yeah. He, a buddy of mine married a girl from Munster and went to a ranch rodeo with him and Lacey's brother, and he invited me down to College Station to a rodeo and met her, and I told her mom that night that I was going to be her son-in-law, and she told me very sternly, "No, you're not." 3 years later, here I am.
So does your mother-in-law like you now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So she got over that
Oh,
initial
yeah.
deal.
She don't like him. She just
Tolerate
he
she
just
likes
give her a
him.
grandkid. So.
Yeah.
That's right. Now, so your wife's an Aggie?
She is.
You married well then.
Yeah.
So,
How did she take to moving to Albany, Texas?
well, she's from Munster. That ain't
Yeah, I
much
mean-
difference.
She don't know. She's always in Munster.
She doesn't mind it. I mean, she doesn't.
She goes home a bunch.
Not really. I mean,
If
go
we
up
want to
there-
see Tiny, we have to drive to Munster to see him.
we go up there quite a bit. I mean,
Do they still have that Munster Fest?
oh yeah.
They
Yeah,
do?
they just had it like 3 weeks
They
ago.
had German Fest, and
Yeah.
then they'll have the Munster Fest is this summer.
We were there. Fuck, I was probably 22, 23. So Tony was about 21, and Tony was playing college football then. Tony was ripped big time. He was a big fucker, and he was all jacked up and probably had about 8% body fat. I mean, he was a big guy. He had on like a muscle shirt on and some jeans, probably Gerbeau shorts or some shit back then. And anyways, we're there, and some girl goes, "Who is that guy over there?" She kind of pointed at Tony. I said, "Oh my God, that's fucking Daryl Johnston." Played Cowboys fullback. She's like, "Oh my God, that is Daryl Johnston." I was like, "Wow, over there." So one of us got back over and we told Tony what they said. So this girl was standing by me, and Tony come walking up. I go, "Hey, Moose, what's going on?" "Oh, not much." She's like, "Y'all know Daryl?" I said, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh." So she asked Tony for his autograph, and he signed her fucking shirt and put number 46 on the field and number 1 in your heart. And that girl left, and she never fucking knew that wasn't Moose Johnston that signed her fucking shirt.
You know, she had lots of stories when she got
That
there.
was a really cool place though. That was a lot of
it's
fun.
Munster's a great place.
A lot of fucking drunks.
It's just an old German community,
That's
isn't
all
it?
it is, yeah.
That's all it is. Kind of like Rhineland.
Mm-hmm.
White as Christmas Day up there is what it is.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you. So what did so you married a girl from Munster? Well, fuck, Albany's probably a step up from Munster, isn't it?
About the same.
The only difference is Munster is not very far to civilization.
Very true. It's 13 miles to Windstar.
Well, I'm not just talking about that though,
I
but
know, but-
Dallas Fort Worth's an hour away.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, right down 35 an hour.
So is your wife high maintenance?
No,
Not at all.
no.
Now, are you high maintenance?
Can be.
There's got to be one in every relationship.
Exactly.
So does Lester the molester go on vacations with y'all all the time?
We go some.
Hell, I've seen him more in the last month than I've seen him. How long you been with her? 4 or 5 years?
9 years,
I don't,
8 years.
I don't know that Lester is. I don't know that he's on board with this marriage.
He ain't on board
Is
with
it
nobody's
taking
marriage.
apart a lot of your
He's
fun?
anti-marriage.
Have you been married before, Lester?
Hell no.
Well, I didn't know.
Hell no.
No plans in the future?
No.
So you don't see a Miss Lester the molester down the road?
No.
What would it take to find someone that you'd want to marry?
Miracle.
A miracle.
Like what would she have to be made of?
Miracle.
There's-
Miracle dust.
So there's nothing in there
There's
that
a
you
stripper.
think
I think there's a stripper named that.
Yeah,
No.
probably is.
you would marry a stripper?
No.
He's been anti-marriage since I've known him. Every time I'd get a girlfriend, he's like, "Yeah, you don't want to do that."
when you get married, they just, you don't get to go hunting no more, fishing no more.
Yeah, you do.
Bullshit.
You just got to fucking.
We've got another friend that, hell, we ain't talked to him in months. He found him a new woman.
Wade.
Oh, Wade.
So he just don't.
No. If you're broke down on the highway, don't call Randall. Because somebody ain't going to answer.
Yeah, but when you get older, it's nice to have someone as
He's
companion.
tied up too much.
He's got.
He
I
is.
don't even lie to you. He's got one that lives with him.
Yeah. I
Oh.
don't want to live with me.
Younger woman, older woman.
She's younger than me, yeah.
So she's not putting the pressure on you to get married.
Nah.
You don't think that's how long have y'all been living together?
A long time.
How long's a long time?
Probably 8 years.
So she go to the coast with you?
Yeah.
So it's a serious deal.
She-
so you're
she's-
common law marriage. I got bad news for you.
No, no,
yeah,
no.
yeah,
Hey,
you are.
judge here.
Yeah, I'm telling you
No.
right now, you are common law
No,
married.
no,
Yeah.
no.
If you fucking ran off on her, she could file fucking papers just like a divorce, and you'd be paying her ass.
No.
Whose house is it y'all are in?
Mine.
Yeah. Does she have mail come to it?
Nope.
No.
She don't get no
He
mail.
knows the
No,
laws.
we send it to the neighbor.
Okay. well,
He gets the bill.
she owns half that fucker right now.
No.
Yeah, she does.
Hell no.
She owns half your horse.
She just come back.
You ran her off for a while?
Oh yeah.
Had oats to sow.
No. Just had to get some shit straightened out.
But you say you can't hunt or fish. Now, you could turn the shit back on him right now. You do realize that, right?
Oh, I go do what I want to.
Well, then why are you worried about getting married? Then it ain't going to change. She knows who you are.
Yeah, but they still try. Still try.
You put that ring on them and they just start
Yeah.
all sorts of shit.
The
You didn't
marriage-
see coming.
The marriage isn't the hard part. It's when you have children.
Well, she's got kids.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the harder part is the kids make it more of a hard to
Yeah,
get away because you got to do stuff with kids. How old are your kids?
14 and then 13.
You got a 14-year-old and a 13-year-old, boy or girl?
The 14-year-old's a boy.
And you got a 13-year-old girl? Mm-hmm. God bless you. Oof.
Yep. She stays with her. She's got an aunt that lives over by Merkel. She stays with her. That's where when we split up, she went over. They started going to school at Merkel. They live at Stith, I guess it is.
I've never even heard of Stith.
It's
kind of by Hodges.
There's a cemetery
North
and
of Ty.
a grain gin. That's about all there is, and a feed yard.
So you and
Came a
this
strip club.
No, none of that. That's on down the road at Ty.
Not too far.
so you have a serious woman. You just don't want to. You're non-committal. That's the deal, Les.
Very.
Yeah. You're afraid it's going to change, and you don't like change, I bet.
No,
Yeah. I can see that coming
I don't
already.
like ass eatings either. So.
Well, if you're going to have someone that's got a vagina living with you, there's going to be some ass eatings to go with it.
Yeah.
That should be that's what they should teach kids in school. Like 10, 12-year-old boys say, listen, you're going to want to have some vagina in your life, but to get that vagina, you better get ready to get your ass chewed out for shit you don't even do.
If it's got tits or wheels, it's going to give you trouble.
That's right. Does your wife bitch at you for no reason at all, Bucky?
I would like to say no.
But that's a lie.
Yes.
Over shit that you don't even think about.
Sometimes.
What about you, Andy?
Yep.
Okay. Any man that's sometimes I'm getting ass chewed out over shit the boys do. Tony does.
Yeah.
One of the guys do, and I'm like,
Somebody
did I fucking
does at
do
their
this
work.
shit? I did. The ladies that work here, and our ladies don't ever mess up, but every once in a while they'll do something, and Michelle will be on my ass. I'm like, what? I didn't do the shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
If it's got tits or wheels, it's gonna give you trouble.
That's
Oh, yeah.
yeah. If it
Lot of truth
flies,
to that.
if it flies, floats, or fucks, it's cheaper to rent them than to buy them.
Exactly.
It's true.
So, I guess from listening to Lester here, you had a lot of women in your life before you met your wife.
Not a lot. Just a few.
Any serious ones there, or is this? I'm trying to get talked into this story.
You're
We're
not
getting
gonna get into this story.
Clay Reed, I could get him to fucking break it. He'll start telling everything.
I'll start pulling wires. Piss Andy off.
So you had a lot of fun then when you were younger.
I had a little spell there for a few years.
And that's why Lester is not happy no more, because he was along for a lot of
Yeah,
this
he was
fun.
there for it all.
He instigated most of it.
Was Bucky a cheap drunk?
Yeah, at first he was. But then we started going to We done spent way too much time at Chili's.
We did.
Chili's.
The
So-
restaurant?
So Sunday night was Chili's, and Monday night was Chili's.
The restaurant. Like
Yeah.
okay.
Did you ever know Les Macias from Wichita?
I don't know him.
Les was one of my good friends. He passed away last year, and me and Clay, he was a good friend of both me and Clay's. But Les said on Facebook a couple of years before he died, he'd gotten into got an altercation at Applebee's. I'm like, Applebee's? What the fuck are you doing at Applebee's? Oh, that's where we go on Tuesdays. Applebee's? That's like y'all going to Chili's. What the fuck y'all doing at Chili's?
Drinking beer.
We drank a whole
We'd
lot.
go.
I
Sundays,
wanted to make
we'd go
sure. I
watch
wanted to make
football.
sure it wasn't Roy Rodriguez's house or something like
No.
that. So Monday you're at Chili's.
Actual Chili's.
Yeah,
The restaurant.
so we go watch Sunday football at Chili's, then Monday night game at Chili's,
Mm-hmm.
and then the Beehive Tuesday through Saturday.
How did you have time to have a girlfriend?
Really didn't.
He really fucked this up for you, didn't he?
I think I don't know if I had one or not.
So you
then.
moved in your woman before them, before his
No.
wife.
No, that was the vet. You had
I'm saying
You dated a vet?
Squirt probably come along about the same time Smokey did, didn't she?
yeah, pretty close.
Smokey. That's your woman's name is Smokey?
Yeah, Smokey and the Bandits.
Why do you call her Smokey?
Because
Because she smokes like a damn.
They got the two bandits, so
Yeah,
Smokey and the
she's
bandits.
got the Bandits. She smokes like a chimney in Butte, Montana. Hell, they stopped us. We went through Cisco one time. Damn cop pulled us over. Thought our car was on fire. Shit, she was just smoking with the window cracked.
So does Smokey have a job?
Yeah, she's a nurse over at Abilene.
Okay.
Does she smoke in bed? That's dangerous, you know.
You don't let her smoke in the house, do you?
Fuck no.
Oh, you don't let her
I
smoke
hate
in the
that
house at all?
damn smoke.
Really?
The only thing I want to smoke's something to eat. Not her fucking lungs.
So she has to go outside.
You damn right. You're gonna be doing smoking in my house. I hate that shit.
It's half her house, I hate to tell you.
No, it
Yeah,
Half
it
her
is.
bed.
Yeah.
No, it ain't.
Yeah.
She's just a roommate.
You
now.
know that she has 100% of the pussy and half of the house.
No.
Yes. You're going to be sitting in front of a judge going, why does half my fucking house belong to her? Well, because Smokey has the vagina, and she's been there long enough, and she's getting mail. Does she have any bills that come to the house? I'm trying to give you some advice here.
No, we send them to the neighbor.
If she has any bills that
We
come to
send
that
them to
house, then
Sancho.
she counts as that counts as her residence.
We send them to Sancho's house.
Okay. Well, as long as Sancho's going to give her half his house, that's okay.
Yeah. Yep.
So y'all would go to Chili's. Y'all don't seem like Chili's type of guys. That's the blue hair
Beer's
place.
cold.
So y'all, was there a regular group of guys that were there every Sunday and Monday? So it wasn't just y'all.
Yeah, and all the waitresses and waiters, we all ran around with everybody, so we probably cost Chili's a lot of money.
When y'all quit going?
My dad said when he quit drinking that Coors was going to sue him for non-support. So Chili's may be sending you. Not only are you going to lose half your house, you're going to owe Chili's a bunch of fucking money less.
As long as I own, I'll never be broke.
So there you go. So y'all are Chili's guys, and then the Beehive used to be your other deal. Beehive used to have a really nice bar there. And now
It's
it's
like private dining now or something,
Yeah.
they said.
y'all
They
go,
don't even let you drink in anymore, will they?
huh?
No, they turned it into like exclusive dining or something, they said. I don't know. I haven't been in a long time.
So
I
you
guess they
can't-
don't like making money. I don't know.
So y'all go to the Ice House now?
Yeah.
So you can't just walk into the Beehive and order a beer like you
No,
used to.
that's what they
Really?
say,
You have
yeah.
to have a membership or whatever.
No,
No,
they turned it into like you can make reservations and they have just a handful of tables in there, so you can have like private exclusive dining.
You
in
can
there.
eat in the bar. You
Yeah.
can't just belly up to the bar
They
and
still
drink.
they still serve drinks, but
With a
you can't
meal?
go in there and just hang out at the bar like you
Yeah.
used to could. Like on Thursday nights, you'd go to the bar to wait. Now you like wait in your car, they say, and they send you a text message.
Oh, fuck that shit. That's that's the liberal way of doing shit.
I don't know.
It's the state
I
of
guess
Texas.
they don't like making money. I don't
guess.
know.
Free state of Texas. By God, you ought to be able to go in there without a mask.
Yeah, you got to be an out of town hunter to.
They get all the good perks now.
Oh yeah. Me and Tiny, when we used to go in there all the time, shit, we'd be standing down there at the end of the bar drinking and waiting on a drink, and hell, they'd serve 10 hunters before they'd serve us. Just
Your money spends the same as theirs does.
that's what I thought.
You know, that's the only place I ever been back in the day where the waitress would have shots with you. Mm-hmm. Or the bartender would. I've seen her get drunker than shit there.
Yeah.
we
that-
used to. It was a fun time.
Yeah, they get drunk with you too, but then they'll add about 3 other people's drinks to your tab.
Yeah, there was a little time there you kind of had to read your bar tab to make sure it was.
Told you that time I got fucked is what
Yeah,
happened
I
on me.
heard you say that on a podcast. and I
My
was like,
fucking deal was fucking stout.
If you drink 6, they'll probably charge you for 9.
My bar tab was 4 figures that night. In my lifetime, I've never had that.
Me and Tiny went in there one night, and ours was nearly $300.
But
Just you two?
Yeah.
mine was over 3 times that much.
But my liver felt like it the next day, so I don't think they cheated us that
I
time.
could. Well, maybe our meal was on our meal was on ours too.
but still,
That was fucking. I couldn't believe it. I was like, it's her
That's
birthday.
ridiculous.
I'm like, motherfucker. I was like, I'll pay for it. Everybody. I was the only sober one there. I'm like, son of a fuck. How the fuck do we drink and eat this much? There's 6 of us.
Yeah.
Somebody's been feeding the bartender shots.
Yeah,
Fucked
no
up your bill.
shit. I didn't even think about complaining about it. I didn't want to look like a dumbass.
You should have.
No shit.
Yeah.
So how much did y'all drink that night? Everything?
Too damn much.
Was it just beer, or were y'all drinking
Tiny,
liquor stuff?
Tiny was doing. I drink whiskey. I don't drink beer.
What's your whiskey to drink?
7 and 7.
7-7.
I like 7 and
that was
7.
probably when I was still drinking whiskey.
Yeah.
What, was you a 7-7 guy too?
Yeah,
I don't know. We used to drink a lot of 40 Creek.
I don't think I've ever had
40
40
Creek.
it's kind of like
Bourbon.
Seagram's.
Oh, really?
It's a
just more
Canadian
expensive.
whiskey.
Yeah.
Is it above Crown then?
It's about
To
the
each
same
his own, I
price.
guess,
yeah.
yeah.
But it ain't.
There's
I don't
not
know.
much difference.
No.
I told Michelle the other day when we was at Copper Creek eating, and the guy ordered I want a whiskey. But then he ordered a whiskey and Coke, which that's not really a whiskey drinker because that's me. I'm more of a Coke and whiskey guy. And I told Michelle, I said, we'll see if he's a snob on what kind of whiskey he orders. And he ordered Crown. I said, he's not a whiskey drinker big time. She goes, what do you mean? I said, too many bourbons. All these guys are whiskey drinkers. They've got their own, exclusive kind of designer type bourbon that they want to drink. Crown's just for the generic guy like me that's not a full-time drinker.
I drink 7 because it's cheap.
I'm not a big bourbon guy.
I can drink a lot of
So
it.
you would drink Crown then?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's me. But the guys that got to get the special and everything.
I was a mixer. I'd always mix. I mean, I can drink Makers or Weller.
I like Makers.
On water or on ice, but
Makers a little sweeter.
Yeah.
I like Crown and Coke, and I like Makers and Coke.
Yeah.
Just the taste of the Coke with the whiskey's got a different taste in it. And I don't like mine real stout. Like some people will get a double. I'm like, God damn, that's too much fucking whiskey. Like Tiny here, or not Tiny. Shit, I got you. Lester, he's going to be a big drinker probably like that.
Yeah,
you had double.
I like a lot of whiskey, just a little Sprite.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. You're going to have too many of them one night, and you're going to wake up married.
Well, see, that's the thing. We got to go and we drink.
It takes a lot.
8 or 10 of them a night, and they got to where they went up on their prices. What'd they go to, like $8 or
too damn much?
$8 a drink.
Yeah, and you drink 10 of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's $100 bill time you tip.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's when I started drinking beer.
That $287 a night we hit in there.
But my bar tab kept staying the same price. That's what the problem was.
Tiny was outside in his yard doing snow angels in the dead grass.
You'll have that.
So when the wife came along, did she live in Albany before y'all got married, or
just for like a month?
So y'all lived
2
in
months.
sin a little bit.
Yes, sir.
I highly recommend that for everybody. I really do. Seriously, if you're thinking about marrying some gal, and we have a lot of women that listen to this. If you're going to marry some guy, wash his dirty drawers for about 6 months and find out if you want to live with that bastard.
Yeah.
I think because a lot of people get married. I don't understand how people do that. See, Andy and them pretended like they didn't live in sin, but they lived in sin for about 4 years. Didn't y'all?
Well, I mean, we
They
had.
was just having sleepovers.
Yeah. She had her place. I had mine.
Yeah.
The only people that thought y'all weren't living together were her parents.
She had
And I
her
bet
place,
you
and
they
I
knew-
had mine.
And I bet they knew.
He paid rent, and she paid rent.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
I mean, what's
We had a backup house just in case he needed it.
Yeah, it might have been a storm at one side of town, then you go the other side of town.
That's exactly right.
Andy's father-in-law, my in-law Charlie, is the smartest son of a bitch I know. He hurt his back, and so I had to move Jessie when she moved out of her apartment to get married to move back here. I had to go move her. Me and Coach Steele did, and I thought
It's a good father-in-law.
I told Coach when we were moving him, I said, "Fucking Charlie's smarter than we are." I'm telling you right now. Like,
She didn't have. It was a fucking bed. Was all it was.
It was a whole trailer full of shit.
No, it wasn't that
Yes,
much
it
stuff.
was heavy.
It was heavy.
Yeah, when
You got Coach Steele. He's 6'7", 400 pounds, and you
Yeah.
got Jeff.
Coach
and they're-
Steele only weighs about 235 now.
not at the time that he moved us.
No.
He was a big fucking guy, and he was working
Moved
for.
us. I didn't see you around.
He worked for a movement. I had to work, Jeff. He worked for a
He
moving
was at
company.
the other house.
Yeah, I was boxing all that shit up. You got 2 houses. You got twice as much shit you got to put up.
Yep.
Did
Coach
you
Steele-
even move your shit back, or did you just leave it at your apartment?
Well, I moved it back.
I don't remember any of it coming back.
That's because I was busy moving it while y'all were moving Jesse.
Yeah,
I moved that heavy son of a bitch that's got the double recliners in it.
those are heavy. So, anyways, y'all lived in sin. So she lived in Albany. So she was used to the Chili's and the Beehive every
We'd
night.
quit going by that time.
Yeah.
That whole group. So I had a buddy that played football at Hardin Simmons, and that's how we kind of ran into all these people. And after all them graduated, it wasn't near as much fun. And you get a little older in your age, and
Growing up sucks.
yeah.
It does. Are you ever going to grow up, Lester?
I hope not.
So you got a food business, your food truck,
Yes, sir.
but you stay in Albany and do it.
I have so far. I hadn't had it open but about a month, I guess.
What made you want to do that?
Well, I hurt my back a while back, got down, had to have back surgery, and I had a lot of time to do some thinking while I was laying in the bed for 2 or 3 months. And I've had I used to do a lot of catering and stuff before the corona crap. And I had a chance to I found a food trailer and worth the money, and decided I had a lot of people have been asking me to open a restaurant, and I'm like, I don't want to do all that. So I got the food trailer, and we'll see how that goes.
What all do you serve?
Just barbecue, brisket, sausage, pork loin, barbecue
I don't make
chicken.
a good brisket.
No, he doesn't.
Brisket's the easiest thing to cook.
Don't hurt my feelings, Les.
Just cook it. It's time. It just takes lots of time.
See, I've got the Traeger, though.
Yeah. You probably wear skinny jeans, too, don't you?
Or Chucks. Converses.
Andy makes damn good ribs. Real good ribs.
I've overcooked the last couple.
Yeah.
Low and slow.
Briskets, yeah, you just got to break it down.
What do you mean?
You just got to cook it long enough to get all that. You know, like on the fat end of a brisket, you know, when you cut it, there's like a layer of meat and a layer of fat. You got to cook it long enough to get that middle layer and all that sinew stuff in there. It's got to get hot enough for long enough that it dissolves.
Yeah, it just melts that connective tissue.
That's when it gets tender.
Now, do you do a temperature on your brisket, or do you just, you've done enough, you just know?
Yeah, I just cook it.
I could tell before you asked that, Lester was not a fucking temperature gauge.
You're not a temperature guy?
Nah.
You wrap it?
Yeah, most of the time I'll put it in a pan or something. It depends when I cook it. If I get tired of babysitting it, I'll put it in a pan.
Do you do foil or that butcher paper?
I use foil.
You do?
Yeah, most of the time I'll just put it in them big old big metal pans.
How many briskets do you like make a day when you're doing your food truck?
Oh, I've sold from 2 to, I guess we sold 5 one day.
I mean, how many do you make every day to prepare? I mean, that's got to be a hard deal. That's the thing about being in the food business.
That's the worst part. Yeah, it kind of depends. Like last night, we sold right at 2 briskets.
Are you doing sandwiches or just
everything?
Plates?
Stuffed baked potatoes. That's you know we didn't do stuffed baked potatoes there for a while, and then we started doing them. The first time we cooked like 20 of them, sold 3. Mm-hmm. Like shit. So the next time you cook 10, and the first 3 people buy them all. So then you got to tell everybody, "No, we're out of potatoes," you know. Mm-hmm. And then we've sold from 3 potatoes in one deal in one time opening to 41. We sold 41 a couple of weeks ago.
Potatoes are cheap though. The potato part.
Potato part. The meats, that dang brisket, it's crazy.
So what do you do on a stuffed baked potato? What's it? What is a stuffed baked potato exactly?
I put sour cream, butter, and cheese, and then brisket.
Brisket in the potato. You getting them big fucking potatoes?
Yeah, some of them are huge.
Where you getting them from?
We get them from Sam's, Walmart. Hell, Sam's or Walmart's the cheapest place to buy meat.
Well, no, I'm talking about the potatoes, though. Is there a special place that gets the really big potatoes? Because there used to be a place in Wichita.
Sometimes it just depends. Sometimes you'll go over there and they're huge, and sometimes they're not very. Like we weighed one the other day, and it weighed way over a pound, like a pound and 6 ounces or something. It was huge. Mm-hmm. Them big styrofoam fold containers, you put it in the big side, and it would push the sides out. I mean, I ain't never seen potatoes that big.
There was a place in Wichita that used to be open years ago, and I can't remember it, but I think it's a deli plant is what it is now. But they used to specialize in just baked potatoes.
Yeah.
They had one they did with chicken fried steak and gravy on it, and they had all kinds. But they had these big freaking potatoes. I always wondered where the hell because I've never seen them in the store, and I didn't know if there was a special place you ordered to get those.
Sometimes you can find them at Sam's, and they're huge. And then the next time you go, most of the time they're pretty big over at Sam's.
So stuffed baked potatoes is a real big seller.
Oh yeah, we put brisket. Sometimes we put pork tenderloin, whatever people want. Sausage. We made some last night for our friend's wife. They ordered some. They want sausage in all of them, so we put sausage in them.
Now, do you get choice brisket or prime?
Choice.
And
I buy the cheapest one I can buy.
You're selling your business here, Lester. People.
Cheapest ones you can buy.
What is a cheap brisket right now, a pound?
You can get it. I saw it at HEB for $2.99 a pound.
Oh, I need to go to HEB then.
You got to catch it right.
I bought some day before yesterday for $3.59 a pound.
That's still cheaper than what it was about a year ago, wasn't it? Wasn't that shit like $6-7?
When I started this deal, about a month ago, I was buying it for $2 a pound. Mm-hmm. In the last 14 days, it's went up way over $1.
You better fill you and your wife better fill up your damn freezer with some fucking brisket.
Can't there ain't no room in the freezer. She got it full of cigarettes.
Is she smoking menthols?
No, she smokes them Marlboros.
Because if she smokes menthols, they're gonna quit making them.
Yeah,
that'd be the best. If she quit smoking Marlboro, I'll have to fire about 6 damn employees.
Is that what you get her for birthdays and Christmas and Valentine's? Just a carton of cigarettes?
No, I don't get her nothing. Hell no, I hate them son of bitches.
Why don't you make her quit? You've got the leverage. Cut off the dick.
No more dick. I'll try that.
And she's a nurse. She's telling everybody else how they're supposed to be healthy at work.
Yeah. And she's eating them cigarettes one after the other.
Eating them cigarettes. How many packs does she smoke a day?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Like 2 packs a day, maybe?
No, I don't think she don't smoke near as much now as she used to.
Okay, well, you're making it sound like she. My dad said he used to smoke. He'd light one in the morning and wouldn't have to light one the rest of the day because he'd smoke.
Yeah, because he never went out.
It never went out.
No, she
one
don't.
match a day.
I don't know. She probably don't smoke maybe a pack a day now.
Maybe.
How many?
That's still a bunch.
Is that how many cigarettes are in a pack?
20.
I have never smoked a cigarette in my life.
That's rare.
I never smoked marijuana, and I've never smoked a cigarette in my
I've never
entire life.
smoked no marijuana either. That's the last thing I need, is the munchies.
You know, someone asked me about that. They were talking about when they legalize it. They said, well, you don't care? I said, I don't give 2 shits or not. I'm 53 years old. If I ain't smoked marijuana by now, I don't think I'm really going to start.
Yeah, I don't think I need it by now.
Yeah,
If you do, I got you the hookup.
Oh, I appreciate that very much.
I know somebody.
There's a lot of them somebody's out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot more of them than you realize.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, marijuana is very, very, very. What's the word I'm looking for? It's not very. God dang, I can't even think of the word I'm looking for. It's everywhere. It's very
popular.
abundant, popular.
Yeah, it is.
You know, if I found a bag of cocaine going to town today, a bag, I wouldn't know what to do with the shit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have a clue. Well,
No.
yeah, I do now.
I'd shit my
But
pants.
we had a conversation off here about somebody we know. But I wouldn't know what to do. I seriously wouldn't know what to do with the damn thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
my mom, she.
Is this a cocaine story or a marijuana story?
No, this is a doobie story. My mom and my dad, there were some kids there that their parents wasn't very good people. Anyway, well, they kind of just done away with the kids, and they didn't have nowhere to go. So my mom and dad took them in for a couple of months. And there was this little boy. Then it was a boy and a girl. And the boy was 7 or 8 probably. And my mom was, asking him one day, does your daddy smoke and this and that? Well, she's talking about cigarettes.
Mhm.
Well, this little boy says, yeah, Mammy, said he smokes doobies.
Doobies.
My mom's 60 years old, and she didn't know what a doobie was. This little 8-year-old boy was telling my mom what a doobie was, and my mom was mortified. She goes, yeah, Mammy says, you get this little paper, and he puts this stuff in it, and then he licks it and rolls it up. And my mom's still mortified about it. That an 8-year-old boy told her what a doobie was.
Kids today are exposed to so much more stuff than they were.
Yeah, it's a
Crazy.
shame.
But marijuana is very, very popular now.
Well, Texas is like not decriminalizing it, but they're. It's just a misdemeanor
Yeah,
at
it's
this
just
point,
a-
isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a slap on the hand, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know why they don't just legalize it and tax the shit out of it.
Yep.
I don't think that the laws have stopped many people from buying it.
they're
No.
Doesn't look that way.
I think
anyway.
that all the states that haven't done are waiting for the federal government to decriminalize it. When that happens,
Just so
then
they don't have to be the bad guy.
I just think that they'll know the law be on the same page.
Right.
Yeah.
But the people in Denver that I've talked to that aren't potheads that live up there say there's a bunch of fucking zombies walking around everywhere. I know of some people that have went on pot vacations. Mm-hmm. Now I can't imagine going on a vacation based on pot.
Yeah, me either.
But
Drove
then
up to
again,
Colorado.
but then again, I've gone to Mexico because it's all the food and all you drink,
Yep.
So it's the same type deal, I guess. But go to Colorado just to go.
Yeah, there was some kids from Albany done that. They do a little of that indulging in pot when it first got legal up there. They go up there to smoke it, and they get up there, and then they wouldn't sell it to them because they wasn't a resident or something.
Well, I think now you don't have to be a resident. They don't give a shit who you are. But I know some guys I know a guy that went up there that spent all his fucking money and had to have somebody from town wire him some money so he could drive back home.
No, he had to catch a
my.
bus up there. He had to bus back home.
Yeah, get a bus back home.
Damn.
Blew all his money on pot.
That's a long bus ride.
That's like fucking what, Charlie Robinson?
Yeah.
That's what he said in my hometown. We spent it all on pot.
How I've never smoked pot, and when I say that, I'm being 100% honest. How much pot does it take? How much money in pot does it take? Can you smoke in a day? I mean,
I don't know.
I really don't.
I mean, I've seen motherfuckers rolling around looking stupid and off one fucking joint. How much is a joint? That can't be that much.
I don't know.
I think it depends on the grade of the stuff too.
A $50 joint though, fuck you up. It's only $50 fucking dollars.
And it shouldn't take the whole thing, I wouldn't think.
No, I mean you can buy a bottle of Crown for under $50. I can't imagine drinking a bottle of Crown in a day.
You can drink on that shit for a day or so.
A day or so.
So what did you do before your food truck? Cowboyed?
I did a long time ago. I weld and stuff now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You just kind of go with. You're not an 8 to 5 type guy, are you?
No, I go when I want to.
That's the way to live. And your nurse lady, old Smokey, she's pretty cool with that.
I don't know.
I don't think she really has a choice.
Do y'all don't talk about the future or nothing like that?
Nah.
How the hell does he meet some woman that's non-committal like that? Because most of
know.
them, that's very rare.
Yeah.
Tell him. Better straighten up or no more dick. Got to train them right.
But you took her fishing with you on the coast.
Yeah. You gotta have somebody wait on you.
They didn't go fishing.
They didn't?
No, they drank salty dogs all the whole time.
Yeah, we did spend a lot of time in the salty dog.
So y'all's wives are good friends.
Yeah. Well, we got a whole little group there that we got a whole bunch of us.
So and you were the only non-drinker in the
Yeah,
group.
that's it.
How do you enjoy the non-drinking life?
Well, I feel better.
Do you? That's
Oh
a
my
big part.
gosh. It's crazy. It's not bad. There's only been a couple of times that it's been pretty hard.
I think that's good though. Your kids will love you so much.
Oh, yeah.
That's the best thing in the world. Now you just
But
gotta
how
get
much
mom
were-
off the sauce now.
How much were you drinking before, though?
Oh, I mean, pretty much every day. Just
It's like
depending
that
on,
Rodney Carrington. A lot.
Just depending on the day. I mean, but I'd have a beer in the evenings, and or a few, and it just got. I just had a little. Whenever I noticed my little boy started, every beer he saw was Dada's beer. It just kind of hit me in the gut. So
Yeah.
had a little come to Jesus meeting with myself. Thought I'm just gonna quit for a while, and then it turned into everybody giving me shit, telling me I couldn't quit and all this stuff. And I thought, well, piss on y'all.
You know
Watch
what?
this.
Your friends though, and a thing like that should be. I've never understood that. I've known guys that do that shit too, and they're like, "Well, damn, you don't drink," because I'm not a big drinker. So I was always the sober one, and my buddies, "Well, damn, Jeff ain't gonna drink."
I've only noticed there was two people that I sure enough talk to pretty much every day, and since I quit drinking, I ain't heard a word from them.
See, that's not right. My dad was an alcoholic. I grew up with a dad that drank. He quit drinking cold turkey one day, and I think that me seeing him drink like that, there's a lot of things I didn't do because I didn't want my dad to embarrass
Right.
me. And so I never wanted to be that drinking guy, and I've never drank at all. So now I'm a degenerate gambler instead of a drinker. But everybody's got a vice of some sorts.
Go course. That's right.
But I think that's great. I mean, it's a good thing. Now, my dad did the same thing you did. He went to O'Doul's.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you drank like my dad did, but I'm just saying when he quit drinking, though, he drank
There was
O'Doul's.
times I probably did.
But he went to O'Doul's. I don't think he ever went to Chili's to drink, though.
There wasn't nowhere to drink in Albany on Sunday or
At least
Monday.
it wasn't an Applebee's.
Yeah, that's right.
That worst day in there, I guess we got there. It was before 11. They wouldn't serve us no drinks, so we had to order chips.
Yeah. We had 3 different waitresses that day.
Yeah.
Oof.
We stayed
Morning,
there the
afternoon, and
whole
night shift.
the whole dinner shift. And then finally, about 9:30 that night, some of our friends come over to go to Walmart. They come in there and eat. And he comes over and he goes, "We're going to Walmart. We'll be back in about an hour to take y'all home." Like, "No, we'll be fine." He come back in about an hour. He said, "You're going with us." And we're like, "No, we're good." He goes, "You don't understand. If I go out there and my wife sees that y'all are not with me, she's going to come in here and y'all are going to wish y'all went." So we paid our tab and went.
And that's good friends, though.
Oh, yeah.
Morning, afternoon, and night shift.
Yeah,
That's impressive.
It was a pretty good day.
I can't believe they didn't cut y'all off.
You're making money.
They should have. Like a bunch
I
of
wish they
times.
would have.
Saved you a
I
lot
wish
of money.
they would have.
My head wasn't hurting as bad the next day.
You wasn't worried about the money. You just worried about your head hurting.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have threw up as much as I did that night if they would have.
God, I can't
Is that
imagine
the worst hangover that y'all have had?
Oh.
no.
Not even close? Really?
We spent a little time at the Beehive one night, and then they used to have a bar over at Throckmorton, the Perch Trap.
I remember that.
Ooh.
Me and Tiny and another friend of ours was in there having us some drinks, and we decided, hell, let's go to the Perch Trap. So there's another guy there. He went with us, so there was 4 of us.
This is because the Beehive they might close at 8:30, they might close at 10:30. You never knew. Well, they
Yeah.
closed at about 8:30, 9 o'clock that night. So
We drove over there one night and they were
What
closed.
would
I was
make
like,
them
what the
close
fuck?
early? Got
if they,
food?
Yeah, if the last people they've served got their food, they would just shut the doors right there.
Yeah. So we go to the Perch Trap, and this friend of ours that was driving, Crack Baby,
Like legitimately, or
No,
no?
that's his nickname.
It's just his nickname.
We leave there. We leave Throckmorton, and you leave and you go up that big hill. Well, we got just about the curve on the big hill, and Tiny says, "Crack, baby, if you'll pull over, I'll get out and show you how to throw up." Do you know how far it is from Throckmorton to Fort Griffin?
I'm guessing 22 miles.
No, maybe about 15.
Okay.
Tiny done that 7 times from Throckmorton.
Bet you
I had to
sobered
throw
up and fucking ready to drink when you got there, weren't
Oh
you?
yeah, them water moccasins got me.
What are water moccasins?
It's like
Heaven in a cup.
it's
Crown,
Heaven in a cup.
Crown, peach snot, sweet and sour.
Yeah.
Something
Oh,
else.
that's a 3-legged monkey is what they call that at Billy Bob's.
Whatever.
I got fucking sick on them one time. It's
They're
horrible.
so good.
What did you call it?
water moccasin.
Water moccasin?
It's called a 3-legged monkey at Billy Bob's. I saw, what's that little Mexican guy that was a country singer? That Ricky Trevino
Yeah.
was his name? I saw him at Billy Bob's one night, and I drank a bunch of them, and I threw up all the way to Wichita Falls.
It happens.
God, and they were. But what's all in that again?
Crown,
Peach
peach
schnapps
schnapps.
and
sweet and
sour.
sour.
Yeah,
I was thinking there was 4 things in it.
I don't know. I thought
I
that
think
was
there
it.
is a 4th thing in there too. I'm gonna look it up.
I don't know, but they're so good.
They put
They
it in
are?
a shaker. They put it in a shaker and get it chilled.
Yeah, it is so good.
Is it like a shot or is it like a
The
full
shot.
drink?
Yeah, it's
No,
a
it's
shot.
a shot.
It'll
it's good,
fuck you up.
We
You
got in
can-
a
you
shot
can-
war at Chili's that night. Remember that?
A
Oh, yeah.
shot war?
And we started making up shots for this table across
Yeah.
the way, and then they were making up, sending them to us. And Mister, that was pretty bad.
We
night.
won though. We give them a prairie fire. At
The
the end.
three-legged monkey is Crown Royal, amaretto almond liqueur, pineapple juice is what's in it.
Oof.
And boy, it fucked me up big time. But it sure was good.
A buddy of mine, he used to work for a summer camp up in New York, and the counselors, like Friday and Saturday night was their night off, so they'd all get to go to the bar. Well, they said there was a shot called the cement mixer,
Oh god.
and like however it is, it's layered to where
yeah.
like it's all layered perfectly in the shot glass, but as soon as you tip it up, like it
Yes.
just becomes like
Cottage
Cement.
cheese.
Your
cottage
mouth?
cheese, and I mean it just curdles in your mouth.
Yeah.
And he said it is the worst thing in the
Yeah,
world.
they kept sending us shots, and we finally sent them a prairie fire, and that was the end of that deal.
What's Prairie Fire?
Tabasco sauce and tequila?
Ooh.
It's bad.
And if you take that little deal, the shaker part off the Tabasco, you can put more in there.
Yeah.
It will burn your ass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the next morning, real bad.
Why the fuck are we drinking that?
I didn't. We just sent.
Have
it
you
on.
had it though?
No.
You've
I
never had one?
No,
Have you?
yeah. We had a.
We tried one of them one time, but I ain't gonna drink that shit.
It's bad.
But
It's
You-
bad. Like it burns.
Just put hot
Oh.
sauce and tequila and mix it up.
You ever been poor in your life, Les?
I'm poor right now.
You ever drink cheap beer?
I
You ever
used
been
to.
poor where you have to buy just cheap beer? It's all you can afford.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's some bad days. All the guys I grew up with, we were all poor, and they all used to drink
What
Black
was it you
Label
used
Light.
to buy when you and Keith was working down there at Schwertner's? Was it Schwertner? No. what was it? When y'all lived on Grape, he lived on Grape Street in Abilene one time.
Yeah, it was a sketchy joint there.
where's Grape Street at?
It's over by the metal place where they buy the metal and shit.
Oh.
By Hardin Simmons, isn't
By
it?
The scrapyard.
Yeah, go past. You know where Mockingbird is? Where
Yeah.
It's like the street before you get to Mockingbird.
Sketchy as shit, isn't
Oh
it?
yeah. White was not the color in that part of town.
And you're white.
Oh yeah.
And a cowboy.
Yeah.
All white, and yeah, it was. You could sit on a balcony at night, and you could not hear no country music. I'll put it that way.
So what was you drinking there? What was your cheap beer?
You could get a bottle of Lord Calvert and some kind of beer you told me for like $12 or something.
Yeah.
Lord
Oh,
Calvert.
hell.
God almighty.
Was it Schaefer? No.
Schaefer. Yeah, we used to drink Schaefer.
I've never even heard of it.
You don't want to drink it. It's not good.
When I was in school, you could buy Black Label Light for $1 a 6-pack.
I never heard of Black Label.
It was some cheap ghetto shit.
But a buddy of mine, his dad used to. He was a welder, and he welded somewhere, wherever they used to make that Schaefer, and he'd bring it home fresh from that factory.
Fresh.
And it was good then. But if you buy it from the store, it's bad. It's about like drinking battery acid. It's horrible.
And was that a beer?
Yeah,
Yeah, Schaefer Light.
Schaefer Light.
Schaefer Light.
Come in kind of like a maroon and white can.
I've never even.
It's like Frio Light.
It's like rough.
Did
You
you
ever
ever have any problems on? I've seen Frio Light at HEB. Did you ever have any problems on Grape Street?
No, I kept to myself. I just went to work.
And that was
Come
it.
home,
They
yeah.
didn't mess with you.
No, I the guy that I was working with, him and his wife had this house, and it was a huge ass house, and I just rented a room from them. I had me a bedroom and in the dang bathroom, and I was good.
Well, Shafer Light looks like a northern beer.
It
I
tastes
thought
like,
didn't Pearl brew it?
I don't know who made it. It was nasty though.
I wanted to say Pearl brewed it down.
It was
like
about. You ever
St.
heard of
Thomas.
Schlitz?
Yeah, that was a beer
It's
back in
about
when
the
those pull
same.
tab days.
That was the first beer I ever drank. Was a hot Schlitz with my stepdad.
Yeah, it's about the same.
I don't know. That might make me not like beer as much.
There was an old man I used to work with over on the stairs, and he smoked them Lucky Strike cigarettes.
Yeah.
With no filter.
Mm-hmm.
And he drinks Schlitz all the time. We was working one day, and I thought he was about 70 years old at the time. I thought I was probably 20. I said, hell, if he can smoke them deals, I can smoke them. I said, give me one of them, Vernon. That's a bad idea. Ugh. I put that cigarette in my mouth and I lit it. Kimbo Slice couldn't have punched me in the throat. God dang.
Kimbo Slice.
I was over there hacking and gagging, and he's just grinning. He said, you ain't going to finish that cigarette? I was like, hell no. I couldn't finish that Bucky if I was made to.
Shafer Light's made Milwaukee.
The more I drink, that's when I'd smoke.
Yeah.
And then the hangover the next day is 10 times as bad.
And you got to lick a goat's ass the next morning to get that taste out of your mouth. It's bad.
Did you ever go to the dance in Rhineland?
I did a little bit in high school.
That was the first place that I did tobacco, the chew. And they put on a fucking rap music song, and the disco lights started flashing and going off and on, and I was just like, the fucking room was spinning. And that was really like, I bet I've only dipped a time or two after that. That ruined me.
Andy, we did a video of you. It's very unmasculine of you to be trying to dip.
Didn't you dip on the podcast one day?
Yeah.
Yes,
What
he's
were we doing?
You did it here on the podcast.
No, I know, but what were we doing?
Give him some, Tiny.
No. I got a function today.
Tastes like a wintergreen mint. So
Andy did it one time going to Canada to go hunting.
I got
or
car
North Dakota.
sick. And it
Yeah.
got hot back there.
Yeah.
He turned off the air conditioner.
Zach was about 14 and he wanted to dip. And so he told me, we were in the Metroplex. We were buying school clothes and shit. I guess probably week two a day started or some shit. And Zach's like, Jeff, I think I'm going to dip. I go, okay.
Bad idea.
Do you care? I said, well, I don't think it's a good idea. I said, if you want to dip, we'll stop by buy you a can of snuff. Oh, okay, yeah, I'll do. Michelle's kind of looking at me, what are you doing? So I pulled in this little gas station over by Justin, right over by the racetrack, and I went in and bought him a deal Copenhagen. So, fuck, you going to dip? We're going to dip. Well, and he, had to be proud and show off, and he flipped that old sucker upper, and he got him a big old dip, boy, and put him a dip in, and got a cup. I'm looking in the back. He was talking to me. I said, see how much I put in there? I said, oh, yeah, I'm watching. That fucker, about 15 minutes later, he turned 3 shades of green and shit and pull over.
did you make him dip the whole can?
No. That one can dip was enough. I mean, it didn't stop him. Fuck, Zach, you're not going to teach him nothing.
Yeah.
He's got to learn the hard way. But he was going to be a dipper that day.
But that's the thing about dipping that I don't understand is like everybody that I've talked to said they got sick the first time they did it.
See, I was.
What makes you go
opposite.
to? You didn't get sick at all?
Not one time. As
Blake
weak
said
as
he
my
got sick as shit.
Weak as my stomach is, I couldn't believe it. I never got sick.
I got sick.
I
I
got
never
sick.
smoked cigarette, never smoked marijuana, but I tried to dip some Skull when I was in 3rd grade, and I threw up a banana.
Oh, my.
I'll never forget that.
Was it whole?
Oh, no, but it might as well have been. But I was fucking sick, and I never have ever wanted any tobacco in my life. Best thing I ever fucking did. That was the best thing.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, Zach's going to learn this lesson.
That saved you a lot of money in the long run.
I'm going to tell you how fucked up the world was. When I was in 3rd grade, you could walk from Bonham Elementary, where I went to elementary school, to Casey's Corner, which was a little convenience store, which was probably a quarter of a mile to half a mile away, and be 8, 9, 10, 11 years old and go in and buy a can of fucking snuff, and nobody think nothing of it.
Y'all could, you could go to the store and buy
I used
beer
to
for
buy
your dad, right?
Not beer, but cigarettes.
Cigarettes.
I used to buy cigarettes from my mom all the time.
What'd you do? Just tell the
Fuck, they didn't
cashier?
ask. No, they didn't ask. There didn't care.
Man, they used to promote smoking.
Yeah. When
Yeah.
I'm telling you, when I was a kid.
I think Marlboro was the doctor's choice or some
Yeah.
shit like that.
When I was a kid, my parents, I mean, not my parents, my buddies I went to school with, hell, 2 or 3 of them dipped in elementary. And they'd go buy a can of snuff.
Wow.
Nobody thought nothing of it at all.
It's crazy.
You know what, though? We was better off as a country back then without all
You
these
damn
fucking
right we
pussies.
were.
Yeah.
So maybe we need to start letting our kids fucking dip and smoke again. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You know, the problem now is we don't know if they're allowed. We're not allowed to say if they've got a dick or a vagina. But
Yeah. You don't know which end they're pissing out of.
Trying to
crazy.
find. I think it was.
So Lester, do you have any children?
No, sir.
Any plans to?
Not
None
unless
that you
there's
know
some that
about.
can't speak English. That's the only one I know about.
So you may have a couple of Mexican kids or Chinese kids.
I don't know. I didn't.
You did
I
spend
didn't-
some time on Grape Street.
Yeah. Them probably be Tyrone's kids over there. That's about all you find on that street.
No kids though.
No,
None that you know about.
none that I know about.
How the hell do y'all wake up? How do you drink all night and then wake up the next day to go cowboying?
It's like Nike. You just do it.
I can remember like having a whole crowd of day workers staying with me, and we'd stay up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and be at the barn by 5:30 and go brand calves the next day. And it's just,
Do you cowboy a lot too, Bucky?
yes sir, that's what I do every day.
So you're on a horse all the time and stuff.
Yes, sir.
Do you try not to get on the horse and do as much out of a vehicle as you can, or you still
No, I'd
want to
ra-
ride a horse?
I'd rather be. I mean, there's days where a pickup's your best friend. Just makes life a lot easier.
But
using a
are you at the
subwagon.
maturity level of doing this that you just fuck it? I'd rather be on a truck than be on a horse
Depends on the day.
on a shitty, cold, rainy, nasty day.
I'd be in the pickup.
So you're not cowboying unless you have to be on a horse.
Yes, sir.
That's an age thing.
Yes, sir.
I know those young cowboys. They fucking want to get a horse up at every fucking. I get a horse, you know.
Yeah.
It was Camels. Camels. More doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette, and then Luckies.
So are you you still like to be on horseback all the time?
No, I'm too fat now. I hadn't rode a horse in a long time.
So you don't have no intentions of wanting to be on a horse again.
Nah, I don't do that.
Sell
anymore.
big fucking baked potatoes and make money and be happy.
You got enough of that shit with Chili when Chili was
Oh
alive.
yeah. I don't want to do that no more. I don't know. I miss it. It was the lifestyle was a lot of fun, but
It's a
it's
young man's
sure
game,
hard,
isn't
It's
it?
sure hard to make a living.
I still don't understand these cowboys out here. I see, and I don't see them like I did when I first moved to Knox City.
It's hard to make a
You'd see
living,
cowboys all, $100 a day.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what Danny Mack used to tell me. $100 a day, $100 a day. I
mean,
thought, well,
and-
fuck,
and-
time you
and-
make a truck payment and you got a trailer and a
Tires,
horse.
diesel.
Horse.
Fuck, $100 a day ain't no fucking money.
And
But
this
that's a-
horse market's so stupid right now. You could go buy like a slave for $4,000. That's just an old slave that you go torture every day, do anything on, and now those are $10,000, $12,000, $13,000 horses.
Why is that? The
Just-
yuppies?
Too many big-butted women with lots of money decided they want to ride horses. So now everybody, the only question you get asked now when you're trying to sell a horse is he gentle? Used to, nobody asked that question. They just, if they wanted to try him or they liked him, they bought the horse. Didn't matter if he was gentle or not. And now the oil field has hurt it because a
They
lot of
all
these
buy horses?
big oil field guys are buying grandkids' horses, and it's not just the oil field. I won't just say that, but there's lots of horses that are being
The
sold.
oil fields changed the hunting business also.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I mean, it was just a lot of money.
It's like the Heritage this year. They had 5 horses sell over 50,000.
So if I know a guy, I'm not going to say his name, but I know a guy that sells precision horses, I guess. And if you can have some horses and break them and get them gentle broke, you can make a pretty good living just selling horses.
Yep.
$50,000 for a fucking horse?
Shit, it's not even money,
nothing.
Andy.
Yeah, Mozon, last year he sold 3 or 4 horses for over $100,000.
Motherfucker. Be my luck, I'd buy an expensive horse like that. Fucking break his leg getting
Yeah.
off the trailer.
I went to school with a girl in college whose daughter does jumping, equestrian stuff, and they have a lot of money, and there's no telling what they've spent on this little girl to jump.
Yeah.
That's an expensive hobby too.
Yep.
Anything with a fucking horse is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That, the cutting business just,
And that's always been overpriced, though.
yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
crazy.
But I know a lot of people out here that used to be cowboys that aren't cowboys no more, but you don't see the young cowboys anymore.
No,
there used to be a bunch
few
of
and far.
them.
We were talking about that the other day in Albany. We were trying to think of all the kids from kindergarten to high school who may or may not cowboy later. And there's like 6, 5 kids.
Yeah, they just don't.
Yeah.
And when he was younger, when I was younger, I mean, it was a whole passel of
Everybody.
kids. There's-
So why is the day worker, I mean, it's just you can't make a living at it
It's-
anymore
I
like
mean,
you used to?
some can, some can't.
You got to ride a bunch of outside horses
Yeah,
to make
you
a
need to
living.
ride outside horses for other, like take-in horses to ride for other people.
To break them and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's a day? If you get some guys, you got to doctor cattle, and you get some guys come in, how much you having to pay them guys now?
I pay $150 a day. That's whether they stay 2 hours or 8 hours. I pay
And that's went
$150.
from, it used to be $100 a day.
Yeah, heck, there's a ranch, I'm not going to name names, around Albany, not just 2012, they paid $80 a day still. But
They're not no more getting nobody
no,
to come.
no.
So a guy at $150 a day, a guy showing up with a truck, a trailer, and his
That's the
horse in
bottom
it.
end. A lot of people are paying $175, some are paying $200.
So for you to get a good hand, a good cowboy that knows what he's doing, it's going to cost you $200 a day for a trailer, and a horse. And that's a dying deal. People that know how to cowboy, because I've heard some old guys out here, and you know them old grouchy old cowboy. That motherfucker don't know what he's doing. That's really true. There's a science to doing what you do. You just
It's
I don't
like
have
everything. You got to learn to read. You know what I mean?
Yeah, reading a cow and reading the guys you work with. That's the
Yeah.
thing. Like if you're holding some cattle up and you got a guy in there, say he's cutting dries out of the herd, you got to read the cow plus him and the two guys, one to your left and one to your right, and know everybody's moves and make things work smooth.
There ain't a harder life than a cowboy either. That's a tough. That is a lifestyle.
It is.
And there's not very many guys that can do it anymore. And you get guys like Clay, he gets frustrated with his young guys that are working for him. Well, they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Heck, half my crew's probably over the age of 50.
Well, that's because the young guys don't know what they're doing. And those guys are getting battered up, and hell, they're hurting.
And the young guys, kids don't want to work these days.
No.
Yeah,
They're
that's
lazy.
Fucking hard work to do.
$200 a day. If a guy that's an older cowboy like that, how much work can he have in a week?
Some
Year-round.
guys, some guys will work probably 275, 300 days a year. But that's just depending on who they are, experience, stuff like that. Now, you got some fresh kid out of high school that's just going to hit the day working scene.
What's going to happen in 10, 15 years?
I don't know.
Because them old guys are going to be done.
Yeah. Because, besides like the Sixes, Pitchforks, Wagners, King, stuff like that, camp jobs are kind of going by the wayside, so there's not a whole lot of ranches. Like anymore, our ranch, we don't have any camp men. It's just me and one maintenance guy and my dad. Jamie's got him and one guy.
People just don't have, there's no need for it anymore.
Technology is changing things.
You can use a four-wheeler a lot, can't you?
I can't on my stuff just because it's so rough and rocky and brushy. You couldn't. But like my father-in-law in Munster, they don't have any. It's just grass up there. That's all it is.
And that's where everybody's going to, right?
Yeah, there's that land up there's crazy.
I saw them where they're north of town here. They're chain cutting a bunch of mesquite around that old Lake Davis over there, and they're going to put grass on it and run the cattle. And I guess it's a lot easier for them to work them that way.
A lot of people are turning wheat and crop field, hay fields into grass fields now too. Just because farming's gotten so expensive.
What scares me is, are we ever going to run out of a time that we're going to run out of shortage of beef?
I don't think so.
I don't think
I don't
so.
know.
I saw an article that we've only got 60 growing cycles left in America.
Huh?
The soil is going to be
So in 60 years, we're going to be done?
that we've taken so much out of the soil and not put enough back into it. We've got 60 growing cycles left.
It could be. I'm not.
Yeah, I can't say yes or no, but
I don't know.
Because we've commercialized everything.
Yeah.
We've commercialized the farming industry, and there's just huge tracts of land that we're just pumping out shit to keep up with consumer demand, and that we've only got 60 years worth of nutrients in some of these places.
I've always wondered.
So I have seen. I don't know about the cattle industry, but apparently the farming industry's got 60 years left on it.
Well, my ass will be 113 then. Good chance I ain't going to be here. So, I do know that, or I don't know this. I don't understand why we haven't figured out a way to desalination plants and to pump into the deserts in California, Arizona, and New Mexico.
Yeah.
To me, they're good farmland right there. I would think add some water to sand, you can grow anything.
Yeah.
And we've got areas down there that we haven't touched that maybe we could use. But I worry about the cattle industry. I worry about us one day getting to the point with all these fucking liberals where they make it so hard that cattle are hard to come by. Like we would be okay out here, but god dang, you think about the food we have to produce for this country to feed everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And we feed the world. We don't just feed us.
my yearlings are selling today here in about an hour and a half, and I'm worried about them today. Just the market's been
It's not. Is it down right now?
Yeah.
We bought another side of beef from 14 Cattle Company, and when did we have it delivered? In March. We bought it, and I bought a side of beef for $3,000 a whole side.
This says right here, by 2030, the U.S. dairy and cattle industry will have collapsed.
Well, what if it's collapsed because there won't be everybody be eating plant-based meat, or if it's going to collapse because there's not going to be enough cattle?
Or you got fucking Bill Gates. He's synthetically making the shit now.
Yeah.
I ain't eating that shit.
Why not, Jeff? Have you ever tried it?
No, I'm not going to either. I want beef. I want beef in my beef.
Beef.
Yeah, and them vegetarians say like, oh, well, it tastes like beef. And bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never tasted anything that tastes like beef.
But beef.
Microbial protein factories take over. What's a microbial protein factory? Is that like the synthetic shit that Bill Gates is doing?
Yep, that right there, showing it right there. It's fake fucking milk and all that shit.
That certain someone we were talking about before the podcast, they
Which one? The crackhead, the cocaine whore, or what are we talking about?
one.
Okay, yeah.
They got somebody close to me to try a Impossible Patty or whatever.
What is it?
Like just
That fake meat.
Tofu?
Yeah.
Plant-based meat.
Yeah, plant-based meat, and he said it was terrible.
Really?
Like terrible.
So what do you do for your beef? Do you just pick a cow off your stuff and that's what you get it slaughtered, or how do you do your meat?
Yeah, so when I keep replacement heifers every year, and when I preg check them, hopefully there's always going to be a couple, 3 that just won't breed, and then some that are open, and I feed heifers is what I feed, and they're 2 years old when I put them on feed, so they've got a little age on them.
What are you selling that for? Like, let's say someone wanted to come to you and said, hey, Bucky, we want to buy some beef for the house, a side of beef. What are we looking at?
Well, I don't really do that, but I always feed an extra every year just in case something was to happen to one of mine. And because I feed 5 for the ranch and the family. So I'll feed it extra, and if at the end of every year I'll find somebody that wants to. And I always have a kill date for it, so they don't have to worry about a kill date. And then what I do is they just split the cost of feed with me, what the market value of the animal was when we put them on feed, plus they're part of the feed.
Where do you have it done at? Where's the kill at?
I get mine killed in Coleman.
Do they do all the stuff, package the whole thing?
Yep.
When's this kill date?
I just took mine last Monday.
So you have an extra one right now then?
No, not this year.
So it'll be next year before you have
Yeah.
one. Which
So
it'll be in June then, or May.
Yeah, it'll be May. I put them on feed usually around first of the year, January 1st, and I'll feed them 120 to 135 days, somewhere in there.
I don't know why everybody doesn't buy beef by bulk.
Yeah.
I understand people can't afford it.
Right.
Not everybody can write $3,000 or $4,000 checks for beef, but between me, Tony, and Andy, we have beef all the time. We whatever we need. We need hamburger meat, steaks.
You know
Andy
where it's
can
coming
fuck
from.
up a brisket real quick or whatever.
Yep.
But in the long run, it's worth it.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
It's
cheaper,
way
and the
cheaper,
food.
yeah.
I think the quality of what we're getting is better.
Well, if you know who raised it and you know the quality they raised, that's one part of it. But the second part is you know where it came from. You know how it was handled and treated, and
You know what's went into it.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I can tell you every day everything that heifer's had a shot of or whatever.
Well, that's the way to go on stuff. But I wished, and we talked about this last year, and I don't understand why we don't see more of it. It's because of money, but we need more butcher shops.
Oh, man,
I mean,
bad.
butcher shops where a butcher puts a shop in his town, and he processes the cow, slaughters it, does everything himself, and sells it right there.
Yeah.
Jamie's been wanting to do that. He's been talking about it forever, but he wanted to put one in Albany where have almost like a what are they called where they sell vegetables and stuff, like a
farmer's market.
Farmer's market.
with a butcher shop, but also have where he keeps a couple beef hanging at all time, so you can walk in there and say order exactly what you want and cut it off the beef right then, or have steaks already out, stuff like that.
Yeah, I think a designer type butcher shop.
Yep. We used to have one in Albany
Yeah,
for a
City
long time,
Grocery.
City Grocery, and
Yeah, every town used to have them,
Mr. Adams.
and you don't see them no more.
Nope.
But we need those.
Oh, yeah.
And every place needs one. If I was going to do it, I'd want to put one somewhere like Wichita or Abilene, where you're going to have more people that could afford to go down and buy.
And there's 2 in Abilene now.
Yeah,
The
that
Two butcher shops?
Yeah, the Shed, which is out on Buffalo Gap, and there's one on North First or South.
no,
First?
there's one over there, like that road that goes in front of the Coliseum, like you're headed back towards town.
East 80?
Yeah, it turns into South 11th or wherever.
Yeah.
They're H3 or something.
Yeah, I thought it was over on North First or something.
No,
yeah, there's two in Abilene now.
Right
Two
there where
butcher
that
shops.
red light is, turns to go to Lytle, like to Griff's house. Just keep going back to the west. It's right there on the left.
Oh, but dang.
I had a guy, one of our friends, and a guy that hunts with us, brung us some meat last year from up in the Panhandle, and it was Wagyu.
Yeah.
And boy, it
Yeah.
was really
That's
good.
all Jamie's doing. He's putting Wagyu embryos with a company called Red Marble Meat Company, Hoofstock Genetics, but that's all his cows now. He turned all his cows into donor cows, and they just put Wagyu embryos in them.
So he'll have all Wagyus he'll start selling.
Yeah, well, he sells them to that company.
Oh, okay. He's
Yeah.
doing it just for them.
Yeah.
What's a Wagyu? What's the difference between whatever?
Kobe and Wagyu and
What do y'all have?
my cattle are just my cows are black and red Angus cross cows, and then my bull influences red Angus and Hereford.
Okay. What do they sell a pound compared to a Wagyu?
I don't really know the number, a direct number, but I mean a Wagyu's going to be a little higher, probably. I don't know. There's a premium on Wagyu. I mean, and the premiums are different from my kind of cattle to a Wagyu.
What about a Kobe beef? Is it a lot more expensive?
Yeah, a lot more. Because a true Kobe, like if you go to a restaurant and it says they serve Kobe beef, if it's true Kobe beef, there'll be a bronze of a Kobe bull. It has to be displayed somewhere in that restaurant because those beef are raised in the Kobe region of Japan, and they're fed a certain diet, and they're like massaged and all, or I don't know, some weird stuff. But I know to be true Kobe beef, because you can have Kobe cross and Wagyu cross on anything, but for a Kobe to be so expensive, it has to have the authenticity or whatever it's called, and those cattle are raised like in a certain pen, the same place. They're like massaged. It's crazy. I don't know.
That's the life to live.
Yeah.
What are those cows that are between here and Haskell? Are those Watusis? It's got them fucking horns on them.
They got great big bases.
Yes.
Yeah,
There's some going into Throckmorton too.
Probably so. Yeah.
My father-in-law got his is half Angus and then half Wagyu.
Yeah.
I'd like to try full Wagyu just to see what the
It's
difference
good.
is, because
It's really good.
we had a
It's
steak
rich.
we had a
It's
steak the
real
other
rich.
day from his cow. He just got butchered, and it was okay. I mean, it wasn't anything that would knock. Your
I was
socks
coming
off.
through the Panhandle. I was going to go to that place that Justin had bought that, and I
I
couldn't
still
find
got
it.
that tri-tip.
Do you? Give me the name of the place, and I'm going to order some Wagyus from there and try them.
And the thing is know your Wagyu, because if it's grass-fed, it's going to taste totally different than grain-fed.
Which is better?
Grain-fed.
Grain.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, your grass-fed beef, they're just eating whatever is on the
So
on the
grain-fed beef is what you want.
Well, you're gonna have more fat
You're
that
gonna
way,
have,
right?
you're gonna have more
Fat,
marbling, more fat with grain-fed. See, like
Because grass said it's gonna be leaner.
exactly,
leaner
it's
meat.
a lot leaner.
Right.
So you want a grain-fed,
Yes.
corn-fed cows? What you
In
want?
my opinion,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
What? No. What's the Watusi? Are those?
They're just some kind of
Are they
exotic
fatty?
cow. No, they're pretty lean.
So they're not good then.
They're gonna be like your Mexican kind of cow, like Corini cattle or Longhorn. A Watusi is gonna be.
Because Longhorn is not very good. I don't think. I have the
some
Longhorn I've had has not been very good.
Just depends on what it is and how it was fed. At the end of the day, it's all about
It's
how
kind of
fed.
like it's like a deer or something. I'm not a big deer eater,
Right.
but if you take a deer and you process it right and do what it's good,
Yeah.
it's going to be better than
Exactly.
letting some bitch hang for 6 days
For
on
sure.
on a hot day. What is
hanging's the key to things.
what is the Santa Gertrudis, the King
That's-
Ranch cow?
That's the cattle the breed they come up with, which is it's got some Bremer influence, some
But it's a hardy cow that can handle that drought area
oh yeah,
down there.
Yeah, big time crossbred cow.
Are they a
That's-
fatty beef?
I'm sure I don't really know much about it, so I can't really speak on it, but I know they're real hardy cow, and they get along good in South Texas.
That's the only place that they have them too.
Pretty much. There's a few people that run Santa Gertrudis bulls, on some Angus kind of cows, stuff like that. It puts a little ear and a little crossbred into them, just gives them a little longevity.
What are you selling at your place? Just the cheapest beef?
I don't know. It comes from a cow.
Do you do steak? do you do steaks also?
No, sir.
Just potatoes and brisket.
Yeah, and sausage and
You ever do chicken?
Barbecue.
yeah, barbecue chicken sometimes.
Oof, that's my favorite.
Brisket. Ribs,
I ain't had good chicken since Ed left out here.
Now, do you do baby back or spare ribs?
spare ribs.
Why?
They're cheaper.
Oh.
Got more meat on them.
That's
Cheaper
where
and they
people
got
are starting
more
to think that when they go eat at your place,
Way
they're just
more
going to get
meat.
the cheap shit.
Well, they are, but
Hey,
Is it good though?
Honesty's the key.
That's
right?
what counts.
I don't know.
Do you have a lot of repeat business?
It'll make a turd.
That would be funny if a restaurant had that. Come eat here, it'll make a turd.
What was it? You told your mom you're going to name the barbecue trailer Bowman's Barbecue and something brothel or.
Oh, there's no telling.
Would you own a whorehouse?
Hell yeah.
Okay. Well, y'all need one in Albany.
Yeah.
They used to have one back in the day there, probably.
They did, Fort Griffin.
God dang, I forgot to bring your mom's book. That's a very, very
Did you
good
read
book. Yep. I've still got a little bit left, but basically, I mean,
Keep it however long.
That's some bitch is good.
That whole John Lawrence story it's nuts. I wish I could speak on it, but I'll butcher the whole thing. But it is. That guy was something else.
The actual Fort Griffin, what was the town called again? They called it
Fort Griffin.
Fort Griffin. I thought there was another name they used it in that book sometime about. I can't remember what it was. Anyways, that area, people don't realize how that was modern day Dodge City back at that time.
Big time. I mean, Wyatt Earp was there. Doc Holliday was there. Big Nose Kate. You can't forget about her.
No, and when you drive, that's on y'all stuff, right?
No, it's right just to the east of us.
And I've done some research on that reservation there. That was pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, that whole reservation deal's pretty cool. His little cousin works for a ranch that borders me to the north and the east. His house, JT's house, from the town of Main Street of Fort Griffin is probably, 200 yards?
Maybe.
He lives in the town of Fort Griffin.
Can you actually see still where the street was laid out and stuff?
The street's still there, and there's still a few original buildings they redid and put back there. And
it's on the ranch?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd like to see that. That'd be
It's
awesome.
right off the highway.
It's
You
a
can drive
county
right
road.
down
You can
there
drive.
to it.
When you cross the river bridge, that first county road on your right, you can see it right over there.
I'm going to have to come by there and take a look
How
one day.
big was it? How many people were there at the?
At one time, there was 2,000
Yeah,
people.
there was
Yeah.
a bunch.
Oh,
But
really?
it was mostly like a tent.
But they lived like in Guatemala.
Yeah, it was
They got 2,000 people in the size
Lawless.
of this lodge.
Yeah.
It was-
big time lawless.
It was the Beehive, was the bar there, like Gibson's store, and I mean there was a blacksmith shop, and then the rest of it was just kind of tent city.
Yeah, and see, they rebuilt that. People that own that, they rebuilt kind of some of them old buildings and stuff.
Did the guy from Dodge City, Kansas come there to that, or did he come to the place at Double Mountain? One of the I can't remember which one. Get my stories. The guy from Dodge City took a whole, basically brung a town. I think it was the town that was over here at Double Mountain.
Yeah, I think you're.
And I
was
can't remember the name of it.
Did Wyman speak
Yes.
on that? Yeah, I think it was. That was right out there.
And he brung his whole town there and
Right.
set up a town and brung in hookers.
Yeah,
fucking-
it was the one.
Yep.
It was the one right out
and
there.
then the hookers that came to there came from Fort Griffin.
Fort Griffin. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yeah, I remember him saying.
Boy, there were some nasty old women right there.
man.
And you said you wouldn't eat ceviche.
The Famunda cheese was thick, I bet there.
Almighty.
on
Can you
both
imagine?
sides. Like
Oh.
you got
Yeah.
fucking cowboys that are just
Ugh.
sitting on their horse all day,
Or them
and then
buffalo hunters been out skinning buffaloes
Oh,
for months and
God.
just step
those
in there.
whores were underpaid. I think.
You of course.
I mean, Jesus, you got to fucking put up with
That'd
fucking
give a
Les
whole new
Bowman's.
meaning to dirty dick.
I mean, it is. I doubt anybody was circumcised back then,
But-
so you got all that
but did they
smegma
know
cheese
any
in there.
different? You know?
No,
I don't
they
know.
wouldn't.
You know?
Sex just back
You know,
years ago does not sound as enjoyable.
the
as it is
Indians were the
today.
clean people.
Oh yeah.
People don't realize that they took baths and stuff. The nasty people, them fuckers from Europe that come over there with them fucking cracked up teeth and stains and shit from, ugh.
Them Indians were badass if you read about them.
Yeah.
tough fucking people.
I'm telling you.
But I mean, we did a lot of shit to them. But I mean, they weren't farmers. I don't think that they'd
No.
ever put up
And
roots.
There was farmer Indians, just not here.
Right.
You know, and I don't know
The-
if they'd ever figured
The
it out.
Iroquois, I think, on the East Coast were
Yeah.
farmers, and they lived in what's the name of those little the wigwams or whatever they had that they lived in. They actually had a structure of a town and
And there was
stuff.
a tribe there in southern New Mexico, kind of where the little part comes down. They were big time farmers down there on the river.
But
Yeah.
do you think that they'd ever made a civilization
Probably
like
not.
we did?
No, they were still dragging people around on fucking
Yeah.
behind a horse. They hadn't even invented a wheel yet. I mean, I ain't trying to be racist. That's the
No,
damn
I mean,
truth.
it's the truth, yeah.
I mean, be honest. Plus, back then, that's the way things were. I mean, every country in the world has had someone come in and take it over, and
Sure.
you know, like the colonialism. Was Britain bad for India and stuff, or is India a whole lot better off than
Right,
Pakistan
yeah.
is? Because India kind of was. I think Pakistan was also under colonialism. I don't know for sure, but I know India was. But those places that the English influenced were a lot better off. South Africa's a whole lot better off than fucking those when the tigers are eating fucking people and shit.
Yeah.
And listen, here's the deal. We came over here under England.
Yes.
So we should be sending the bill back across
No
the fucking
kidding,
pond.
right?
We shouldn't be paying the bill to this day. It's all England's
Yeah.
idea to begin with.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff that happened in this country that you want to get the United States that we broke away because we broke away from the same shit that's happening right now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The same exact shit's happening right now was happening 300 years ago, and that's why we started. We broke away from that. Problem is, there's not an America to go to now.
No, we've populated this rock.
And we have overpopulated it, I think. But but that Fort Griffin and stuff, that is an amazing part of Texas history that's lost.
Yeah, we need to get together one day, and I'll take you and show you some stuff.
I'd love to
'Cause
see all that
there's some
stuff.
Pretty neat stuff hidden back in there.
How long was it up and running? Was it just a couple
Shit,
years?
5 years maybe.
Yeah.
5 years, so
probably.
it had a short
I
shelf
don't.
life.
It was a little while, but I know General McKenzie, his troops, they ended up shipping them. So the river crossing on the ranch is called McKenzie Crossing, and they shipped those troops to that crossing because they were so wild when they got there. They were about to burn the place down. Like Fort Griffin apparently was a wild place.
Just like if you watch Deadwood on TV,
Yeah.
times 10.
I don't even like using a public bathroom after somebody's taking shit in there. I don't know that I could be second or third in line at the whorehouse.
Second or third for that hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not that important to me.
I bet them old gals was sweating that shit.
Oh, you know, they
That's disgusting.
I'm telling you.
Coming out of their pores.
Oh God. You just have such beautiful skin. Well moisturized. They you know, the old doctor, he would make his rounds to the whorehouses and take care of those ladies every day.
For the
And
clap or what?
Oh yeah, they give them all kinds of injections and shit.
Yeah.
You know, I heard that we got syphilis from the Indians. That
You
was
know, I've heard that.
The first case of syphilis was whenever Columbus went back to England. That was when the first case of syphilis was reported in England.
That was from the Indians here in America?
Yeah,
Or from Columbus wasn't here in Hispaniola.
Well, Columbus came over, did what he did. You know, they had sex, and then when they went back, that's when the first recorded cases of syphilis made its way back to England.
You talk about some nasty fucking deals. Those boats going back and forth, those were some fucking They weren't bleached down like a Carnival cruise
no.
boat. Some nasty scurvy and all kinds of shit.
There's some tough fucking people that made this world.
Yeah, that's why the life expectancy was 35 years old.
Yeah.
Les, me and you'd be old and dead by now.
Yeah, we'd been gone.
I don't know if you can kill him.
Well, you need to get married, Lester. That's the case. Instead of that common law bullshit you're going
That'd
through.
kill me. That would kill me.
What do you think your life would be different if you were married from what it is now?
That's what I don't get.
I mean, I'm really honest, being honest. I'm a smart ass here. What would your life be different is if you were married now to Smokey than it is just
Boy,
shacking
Smokey
up
is
with
rooting
Smokey?
y'all on right now.
Is Smokey wanting to get married?
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, tell me.
No.
explain
Because all
to
you
me.
got, all the
yes.
difference is you got a ring and a piece of paper that you both
Yeah.
signed.
Well, you're already at the paper deal. You just don't fucking realize
No, I
it. Yes,
ain't.
you are. You are
No, I
common
ain't.
law married right
No,
now.
she's just a roommate.
So what
Yeah,
would be
just
so
a
different?
roommate.
What would be so different other than the ring?
I don't know. I don't really know.
I think you've just had it in your head.
Were
for
your
so long.
parents married for a long time?
Oh, yeah.
They still married?
Oh, yeah.
So how have they been married, what, 50 years, 40 years, 30 years?
Close to 50 now.
Close to 50 years.
Yeah.
You come from a product of a great marriage.
Close to 50 years.
Have you seen your dad get his ass chewed out for no reason at all over the 50 years?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Well, of course, that ain't going to happen, but yours
All the
happens.
time.
You get that now.
Yeah, but I don't take it very well.
It's the same thing, though.
I don't know. I don't know what would be different.
I've never married anyone ever, and I have the ability to do that by the state of Texas. I would be more than happy to marry you and old Smokey if you
You've
decide
never
you'd like
married
to.
anybody?
Fuck no, I don't want to do that shit.
Blake, you're up.
No, I don't want to marry anybody.
Why?
I don't.
Because he knows he's going to be like up there saying, man, you need to run.
I just never have wanted to marry. I've been asked a dozen
Yeah.
times to do it, and I've declined everybody.
Would you marry Blake if he asked you?
Probably not.
Really?
I don't want to marry anybody. It's just not something I want to do.
I would marry Blake.
Okay, I'd
you
marry
should.
Blake.
Get ordained.
Yeah, you can do that online now.
I've never wanted to marry. I've been asked a lot of times. The best one ever had a lady call me one time, and she's like, listen, my son's in jail in Benjamin, and they're fixing to send him to prison, but he wants to get married. I'm like, okay. I don't know what the big fucking rush is. And she's like, well, could you do it tomorrow? I go, no.
Oh, well.
You can call JP to do it. They're going to be out of town. I said, well, I don't want to do it. You know, she's charging $250. If I did it, it'd be $250. Well, you just wouldn't do it? I said, no, I don't have no reason to want to do it. Well, by the state of Texas, don't you have to do it? No, there's no one that says I have to do it. I can do it. And I declined it. I was like, what's the big fucking hurry to go get married if he's going to prison for 5 years?
Right?
Fuck. But I just don't want to do it.
I'll be dang.
It's just not something. I don't want to stand up in front of a bunch of people and have to do it.
You're at the jail. You wouldn't stand in front of anybody.
I don't care about doing it. I've had many chances to do it, and I've declined everybody. But I'm telling you right now.
You'd make an exception for Les.
Yeah. No. Lester the molester and Smokey's wedding, I do it right there.
You're going to be batting 1,000. You ain't going to happen.
We'll get married at the ranch.
No. There would be a better chance of me telling a story on you than there would be of me getting married.
Didn't let's do that.
He ain't getting married.
You got some really good shit, don't you, on him over here?
Not really. He got one.
Oh, I got several.
Well, just give us a smidgen of one.
Just a tip.
I mean, you told Clay you had these stories you was going to tell us, and you ain't told us one yet. So just one story.
Shit. You told me I could come defend myself.
You can when it's over, you can deny it.
Which one, Tiny?
I don't know. There ain't one suitable.
The pillow?
No. Hell no.
That's got to be a good one. I like the pillow story.
No, even worse. Those two are out. I told you that.
Okay, those two are out. That means the third one you can do.
Pillow. Can we hear about these off air at least?
Yeah. But I'm going to unplug everything.
Change the
And be
name.
outside.
Hey, change the name from Bucky to Jamie.
I don't think he'd do some of that stuff.
You have some stories on Jamie?
No.
Well, crap.
No. Well, I've heard a couple, but I don't know.
Well, tell us one good Bucky story.
So we got a pillow and we got a whatever that is.
The fingers.
Fingers.
Two fingers. You can imagine where they went. And it wasn't his fingers going.
It was a surprise. Anyway, there was the tip.
A lot of old boys are into that.
Not this guy.
Tiny was.
It's kind of.
I was on the phone with him when it happened.
Well, tell
That is a
us
true
a story.
No.
He was on the phone with you?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And it was something like, God damn. And you can hear, did you like that? Well, no, not really.
A little
That's it. There you got it. You
a little
got
warning next time would
So
go a
he
long
said-
way.
Put two
No,
in.
I
Put two in
damn
there.
sure didn't.
Try two.
There's still marks in that ceiling where I hit the top of it.
So someone dangled your butthole with their
Yeah.
fingers.
Yeah.
Unsolicited.
Unsolicited. I could get them in trouble.
See, don't.
Is it a guy?
No.
Okay.
I said not M.
Okay.
It was big enough to be a guy.
Anyway.
Is this one of the stories your wife doesn't know about?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh,
and
she
truly-
knows?
No, she does not know. She's going to have an idea now.
Really and truly.
she's gonna
Tiny,
ask you.
She would be kind of considered a guy now.
So this is a lesbian.
Yeah.
Turns out you're gay.
You're gray.
Gay.
Damn it.
Oh,
Damn, I rode
man.
up here
So
with
you
a
went out with
homo.
a chick that looked like a guy.
Didn't go out with her.
Went home with her.
No, I did not go home with her.
She got you drunk and took advantage of you.
Oh, no, I was already drunk. She just showed up. It was Les talked her into all this. I was.
Les didn't.
Anyway.
He was asking for it, and I was just trying to help him out because I thought that's what he wanted.
What's that medicine we were talking about with Tom that people are taking ketamine?
Yeah.
I was in that state.
So you took some ketamine.
In the form of
Liquid
whiskey.
And so this old gal took advantage of you.
Yes.
She's just trying
Do you
to.
still see this gal around?
She still live in Albany?
I seen her yesterday.
I guess so.
So this is not something you go bragging about your friends to.
No,
Yeah.
but most people know because of somebody.
I guess he's sitting right across from me.
Yep.
Do you think, is Smokey going to listen to this podcast?
Oh, yeah. She already sent me a message that she was praying for me.
He hasn't said nothing
I know,
on you.
he's
But
been good.
Did
I'm
you say
proud.
he's been talking a lot about her, though?
No. But
Yeah.
she already knows.
She wants to get married to this guy.
I don't think she's
Nah,
just like
she don't want to
begging.
get married.
She would.
She would marry him.
Oh, yeah. In a heartbeat. She loves little old Lester.
How'd you meet Smokey?
Farmers only. No. some friends of ours. She worked with one of my good friends. She worked with his wife.
And they thought, this will be a good couple right here.
I guess. Damn them.
Was she smoking when you first met her like that? Did she smoke all the time?
Yeah, she's always smoked.
And you can't get her to quit?
No.
Have you tried?
Oh, yeah. Her kids really try to get her to quit, but she ain't going to quit.
What if you gave up drinking and she gave up smoking?
I don't drink near as much as she smokes.
You don't?
No.
You don't drink a whole lot anymore, do you?
No, I don't drink a whole lot anymore.
Too busy making potatoes and cheap brisket.
That ain't no
Yeah.
lie.
That's all I'm doing is goddamn cooking all the time.
That's enough smoke.
I've
right
never
there.
had anybody sell their food the way he has. I mean, just
That's
flat
the way
out
he is.
cheap shit.
cheapest
That's how you
shit I
get
can
it.
get.
That's the only way you can make any money at it.
But in your defense, barbecue, it's
It's
crap cuts of meat that you're trying to make good.
That's
Exactly.
exactly what it is. We need you to
I
come
figure,
to our
I
food.
figure if you can make a cheap piece of meat edible, you're above the game.
That's right.
I wish you'd come to our July 3rd deal.
Because I know a lot of people that can make a top cut of meat taste like shit.
So when you were catering, were you buying cheap meat too, or was that a different
Oh,
story?
yeah.
Okay, you went even.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
you make the
past,
money.
past its expiration date.
No, it ain't past it. No, it's all good, but it's just a lower cut. It's just a choice brisket.
Yeah, he's not gonna go buy no prime.
So how you're a big varmint hunter then, right?
Yes, sir.
Are you as into it as much as Clay is?
Oh, yeah.
So y'all compete against each other all the
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Have you ever hunted with Clay?
No, I hadn't. Never have hunted with him.
Them two would butt heads.
You would have. Would they butt heads?
Yeah,
Why?
Both have to be the alpha.
yeah.
Oh, we'd have a good time.
Oh,
They
I
would
bet
have
y'all
fun.
would have fun.
They'd have fun.
I can listen to that sumbitch talk forever. God damn, he's funny.
He got a lot of stories.
Oh, yeah.
Have
I'm
you
like-
done the Allsips hunting tournaments there?
No,
with him?
every time they have them, we never have been able to make them over
And
here.
some of those days, the roads are so gosh dang
Right.
bad to get
Yeah.
to Archer City from Albany. It's
He
like,
does them on the shittiest
Yeah.
day.
Oh, yeah.
Like 6 inches of ice on the road.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah.
we're dumb, but
Clay,
Yeah,
Clay is hilarious because he tells on people.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of
Oh,
like you
yeah.
did with Bucky here.
No, Clay would have threw you under the
yeah,
fucking
Clay
bus.
would have.
Yeah.
We would have led with that an hour and a half
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah,
Yeah. The first night
tiny.
I met Clay.
the pillow story would be out and open.
Oh, we can't tell the pillow story.
Connie, that's all before those squirt, though.
It
She
doesn't
can't
matter.
hold that against you.
It
Yeah,
doesn't
that's
matter.
what you did before. Don't count. I mean, you've had sex with an almost man. Had his fingers in your ass. We found out. So
Yeah.
what's a pillow story? You can't be worse than that.
Turned them lesbian.
Let's
Yeah.
let's go back a minute. Finger,
Hers.
not two,
Hers.
Oh.
one.
Okay.
There's a difference.
The way he was farting the next day, I'm not sure it wasn't a fifth. Sound like a Jake break on a Peterbilt.
That's disgusting. Yep. What are friends for?
So the pillow story is that bad?
It's pretty bad.
It's not bad, Tiny.
It's pretty bad.
It's not bad. Not near as bad as the other one.
Let's not go there.
So Squirt don't know nothing about this, but she's gonna be asking you about the pillow tonight.
Probably.
He's gonna come home and there's not gonna be a fucking pillow left in
Is
the
your
house.
father-in-law by any chance gonna listen to this?
Probably. And my mother-in-law.
Your mother-in-law will too.
Probably.
Did they listen to
the
the last one?
father-in-law would.
The
Carl would
father-in-law's
get a
gonna
big
laugh.
kick out
He's
of
gonna
it.
laugh.
Your mother-in-law don't think so?
Probably not. Gonna
She
laugh.
didn't want you to marry her daughter in the first place.
Well, the first night she met me because I was about 37 Bud Lights deep, and
So the second night she met you, she wanted you to marry her. You think?
no, she still wasn't sure.
He was only 27 that night.
Yeah.
You know, there's some guy around College Station right now. They're thinking he could have been our son-in-law.
Yep.
He didn't have some lesbian stick her finger up his ass.
Could have had some Aggie, you know.
Fingers.
Fingers, excuse me.
Kept the tradition going, right?
He said something like, use two and spit on them. What was that? What he said, Tony?
You got any Vaseline in there?
Yeah. Just raw dog it.
Have you had a prostate exam other than this night?
Nope.
Les, have you ever had that happen to you?
My asshole is for Charmin only.
You haven't had a prostate yet exam?
Yeah.
It's not very fun.
No.
It's absolutely the most miserable thing I've ever had to go through.
And he held an erection through it.
Yeah. He shot on.
No, actually, I didn't.
I don't understand how a girl just got her fingers in your ass and you wasn't even messing
She
around
was
with
on
her.
the phone.
I was talking to Les, and
She was down there giving him some fake chow. And that fake got real fast.
yeah. Yeah.
Maybe she was just scratching the tank, Tiny, and it fell off in there.
So
bad.
everybody in Albany, do you think many people in Albany are going to listen to this?
I hope not.
I think they already know because of Les.
Yeah, so a lot of people in Albany are going to listen to this, and everybody's going to be thinking about the lesbian chick who's now a man, and they're going to put them together with
Thank God
you.
There's a few of them.
That might not be good, though, because they might get the wrong one.
Well,
You don't want to line them up in the right direction of who it is? Okay.
Hey, it is what it is, right?
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't want to
That's why I tell them you can't take it back. It happened.
Damn sure can't.
So have you told this story before, like at dinner settings and stuff, or at Chili's?
Maybe once
Yeah.
or twice.
Or 4 times at least.
So it's not like this big grand reveal on the Big
A
Arthur
lot of
podcast.
people know it except for Squirt.
Where were?
Would this be a varmint hunting story you would tell at a contest when they were all gathered around?
Yes.
I might have.
Yeah.
He tells it without me all the time.
Well, see, that's the
the
same.
worst.
If you'll go outside, he'll tell it again.
When we go outside, we'll tell it.
No, I'm talking about he would do it with you walked
Oh,
outside.
no.
Bucky was not going to have you come on here without him.
Oh, no.
Clay Reed came in there that day and walked right by that Indian right there, and he walked in and he said, yep, Lester the Molester said he got some good stories on old Bucky Nail for you boys.
There's a couple of them that we probably shouldn't tell.
So Clay and Les sitting here without you is a no. It's a
That's
no
a
go.
bad situation.
It's a no go.
Sounds
I'll
like an
come.
August podcast.
Yeah.
I'll come and sit over there because there ain't nothing I can do about it. What am I going to tell Clay to shut up?
Well, Clay don't know, though.
Yeah, he probably knows some
Yeah, I
of them.
think he does know.
When Clay told the story about his wife pissing in her pants,
Gosh, dang.
Mitch goes, you're never going to hear this is not good.
He said you shouldn't do that.
You shouldn't do this. I'm just telling
She's
you.
got to be a tough lady to put up with him.
I'm worried about the squirt story, and I wasn't even the one that told it.
You're worried about it? Because your
yeah.
wife had the shits going down the road?
Yeah, she'll
That's
get
not
over
something
it.
she's not going to be happy about.
She's gotten a lot better. Used to.
Watch out,
But-
you're going to talk yourself into a corner here.
No, I'm not. She'll be fine. She's lightened up a bunch since she's met me and some of my friends.
You know what? Women like that, like Michelle, you know, it can't be easy to be married to me, and I tell stories and stuff all the time, and it's easier just to go with it. And
Oh yeah.
don't
She
be
would not
uptight.
appreciate the squirt story.
No, she would be fucking pissed. I'm telling you right now, no, that would be one thing we would not talk. Anything else, fake boobs, I can talk about that shit all the time. That don't bother her.
Squirt's going
Talk
fishing.
about her going taking a dump. Oh yeah, huh?
It's something everybody's went through.
Oh, I know that. But that's just something we would not talk about. We had a guy doing some work for us at our house one time. And I was outside talking to him, and he had asked us what we'd been gone for the weekend. I said, yeah, we went to Dallas. We went to the Embassy Suites, and we'd done this and done that. And he said, yeah, me and my old lady, we like to have them romantic getaways too. He said, we went down to Abilene the other day, and we got us a room at the not Motel 6, Super 8. Now, this guy's making $7 an hour working in the backyard doing some shit. So this ought to tell you the financial situation of this guy. And I'm like, oh, okay, really? Yeah. Yeah, I went down to one of them all-you-can-eat Mexican restaurants, that one they used to have there. And he said, shoot, I was all back at the house wanting some loving and stuff. And she's like, her stomach started rolling. He said, she goes, oh, hold on. I went in there and he said, you know, them rooms, they ain't very far from the bathroom. And he said, I can see her there, but she's blowing up that toilet like grandma's on Thanksgiving. He starts telling me all this shit. And he said, shoot, she come back in there, and he said, I could still smell what she did, but he said, I didn't care. I could tap that ass when she got back here. And this lady was big. She's probably pushing 3 biscuits. You see what I was thinking? And Michelle had the window open, and it was in the back of the house. And I walked in, and Michelle goes, I cannot believe he told you that story.
That's
I said, I
terrible.
can't either. So I can't believe he did that.
We did go to Fort Worth though one time. We stayed. In
But look
this-
at Bucky's face. He's kind of nervous right now.
when we stayed in the what was that little motel there across from the
Texas
Cadillac?
Inn?
Yeah, the shower on this. I go in there and get in the shower, and I wasn't near as fat then as I am now. I come out and I said, Tiny, when you get ready to go take a shower, I said, just rub that soap on the walls and get in there and do some circles. I dropped the soap, and I had to step out of the shower to bend over and get it.
I ain't kidding you. This stomach was little.
I've been in them fuckers, and the shower curtain sticks to you when you move.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They was little. Well, anyway, that night. No, that was a different night.
Exactly. See, different story. Can't tell it.
That night, we go to the White Elephant, and then we go to Billy Bob's. Tiny's like, I'm going back to the room. It's like, all right. So when I get back to the room, he's laying across the foot of the bed He ain't got nothing on but his socks and his whitey tighties. Well, I had a little old, cheap little old flip phone, you know. If I'd have had a phone like we got now, I was taking pictures of him. He looked like the Marshmallow Man laying there. I was taking pictures of him, and that's when text messages was just starting. Boy, I was texting people. Next morning, he goes, "Why's all these people saying, man, you look good in your socks and your underwear, Tiny?" I was like, well, I don't know. But I sent it to quite a few people.
Did you see where Kid Rock's going to be at Billy Bob's in
I did.
August?
I
We're
would
buying
kinda
our
like to
tickets.
go.
We're buying us some tickets. We're going.
Y'all are going?
Yep. Kid Rock and Kenny Chesney are two people I want to see I hadn't seen yet. What's wrong with me and Mom going to see Kid Rock? We think we're too old for that?
Why do you want to see Kenny
Why?
Chesney?
He puts on a hell of a show.
I mean, dang.
I like Jimmy Buffett, and I've seen him, and Kenny Chesney would be somebody I'd like to see because he puts on a hell of a lives deal. You think we're too old to see Kid Rock? Why?
You gonna like,
We were young when Kid Rock was.
You weren't young. You were adults. I was young when Kid Rock
Well,
came out.
I was a young adult.
You're
We
gonna,
seen Jimmy Buffett down at Port Aransas one time.
you're gonna
Oh,
ball
really?
with the ball, Jeff?
Yep.
Yeah.
I would love to go see Kid. We're going to go. We're buying tickets
Oh, good.
Friday. I guess tickets come out tomorrow.
You gotta do things that make you feel young, Jeff.
I'm going to.
That's it.
I was going to go see the Arena of Rock concert with Def Leppard, Poison, Motley Crue, and Joan Jett. I don't give two fucks about seeing Joan Jett. But they were going to be at Jerry's World in August, and they canceled that.
I'll be dang.
COVID?
Yep. And then we were going to go see Kenny Chesney in Kansas City, and they canceled that trip. His big deal. We were going to go 2 years ago to see Kenny Chesney in Green Bay at Lambeau Field. I thought that'd be a cool place to go
Pretty
see.
cool.
Go fly up
Yeah.
there and go see that.
Have you ever been to Lambeau?
It's a pretty awesome
wanna go.
place.
I don't.
Big a Packer fan you are?
That's right.
What's Andy going to do if Aaron Rodgers goes somewhere and Jordan Love's a quarterback? Because you've showed already you've been a Jet fan, a Viking fan, and a Packer fan. What are you going to do?
These are all. Here's the deal about that.
Brett Favre went there.
Everybody acted like it came out of left field. I've talked about it multiple times on this podcast.
Is he going to go anywhere?
You have, if he goes anywhere, it'd be Denver. Will you be a Bronco fan if he goes there?
I don't know that I'll switch to go full Bronco, but I mean, I'll root for the guy.
So-
I don't have any ill will. Listen, it's just fucking business. I don't.
I think he retires.
I don't know.
He
but,
could.
He's got that fuck you
Yeah.
money, as you say, Andy.
But they said Drew Lock. I mean, I like Drew Lock, so he wouldn't be hard to root for. Jordan Love, I'm not sold on him.
Yeah.
Green Bay is a good place. If I was in the NFL and a player, I'd want to go to Green Bay. You're talking about living in a town the size of Abilene,
Yeah.
Texas. You don't have all the fucking bullshit go with it. Everybody, me and Michelle were there during football season. It's treated like a high school football team.
But it's a cold son of a bitch up there.
It is for 3 months out of the year, but the other 9 months out of the year, it's not bad.
Yeah.
I think 6 months out of the year would be a great place to live on the lake right there. But those people treat it like it's a high school. It reminds me of a Texas high school football team in a one-town football
Yeah.
where everybody's like people in Aledo are towards Aledo. That's why everybody is towards the Packers.
Right.
What a fun place to live. And I think especially an NFL veteran, I can see where a young guy wants to live in Miami or New York.
Yeah.
But you got kids and a family, fuck, go to Green Bay,
But
man.
if you're smart and a young guy, you'd want to go to Green Bay. That way you'd have something to look forward to after you got done.
All the time. I would. That would be the number one destination for me to go. I can't think of another team anywhere in the NFL that would be like playing for Green Bay.
No.
Every other one of them's in a big fucking city and all that shit. Pittsburgh would probably be the second closest, or Buffalo. Buffalo would be the next. But I could see where people want to go
Buffalo's a
there.
Pretty cool place.
That is a cool place. But Green Bay is a neat place. But I was wondering because I think Aaron Rodgers is going to retire.
He might.
I think he said, "Fuck you." They've
blame him.
fucked him around. Unless if they trade for Odell Beckham Jr., I could see him maybe coming back because it gives him another big time option.
He just wants to go somewhere where he's
Is Odell
appreciated,
still
Jeff.
that good, though?
Odell?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think he's that bad. I think he's
ACL, towards ACL last year.
just.
didn't
I
he?
think he'll still be able to go. But I who knows? But I would be a big. I was wondering about that. What you'll do?
I mean, I'm not sold on Jordan Love, so
I don't think anybody is.
he'd be tough to root for if he's the quarterback. But I don't know. It is what it is. It's just business. I don't fault the guy.
That is
He
that.
wants
That's
out.
exactly right. And he's not a team player. I don't think. I think he's an asshole. But he's a winner.
But
he's a damn good
I
quarterback.
I sided with Favre. This one I'm kind of wishy-washy because I understand both sides. But I was with Favre. They did that guy wrong.
What would they have done? They wouldn't have had Aaron Rodgers all these years.
It's just business.
It is.
I was young then, Jeff.
Are you a big Cowboy fan, Lester?
Yeah, I like the Cowboys.
Is that your favorite team?
I don't really have a favorite.
Bucky, you a Cowboy fan?
Oh, I don't mind them. I'm an Oklahoma State Cowboy fan.
Did you go to OSU?
No, should have. but it didn't.
It's a good school.
Oh, it's a great school.
They produce a lot of athletes too.
I'm a fan of wherever James is playing now. It's
I
the
don't
only
think
games I watch him.
I don't think he'll be at Pittsburgh next year.
No, either.
I think he'll get cut or traded. I think they're going to trade him. He's got a good contract. He's a good player.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll get cut because he's not playing good. I just think that they're going to try to get rid of move him somewhere else.
I'm just not. I don't know. I'm not a big NFL fan anymore for some reason.
They've turned a lot of people off.
And it's all their shit they've done. It's not really what bothers me that much. I just overpaid players and
It's hard to feel sorry
their
for
attitudes.
millionaires.
Yeah,
Don't tell me how I'm doing wrong.
exactly.
Yeah.
Shut up, LeBron.
You're paid to entertain us.
Exactly.
I don't give a shit
Yeah.
what you say it is. It's an entertainment.
Play the
I don't
game,
give a
be
shit
done with it.
if you're a singer, you're a dancer, you're a stripper, whatever you do. You're here for entertainment reasons
Yep.
only. That's why I watch football. They're here to entertain me.
Yep.
I could give two fucks about what they
I'm
think
just a
about
college
me.
football fan.
I don't even watch as much of it as I used to.
But I didn't watch much in it. I watched some of the Packers, but last year I didn't watch much NFL. If it weren't for fantasy football, I probably wouldn't watch it.
If
All.
it wasn't for
Right.
fantasy football, I don't think the NFL would still be around.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's kept me really giving a fuck.
The NBA, big game last night. Who watched it? Nobody. They're fucking. Nobody
I
gives
can't
a
tell you
fuck about
five people who play. I know LeBron
because he's in the news all
and
the
that
time.
what's that Marshmallow Kid or
Marshmallow Kid.
it's got the brothers and one of them's named like Marshmallow or Mellow or
Is it the playoffs already?
LaMelo and the ball guys.
yeah.
Yeah.
Those are about the only people
But
I know.
last night,
It's not
the
the finals
Lakers,
already,
the
is
Lakers played the play-in to get into the playoffs. They beat Golden State by 3 points. I saw it this morning on the news. I could give two fucks.
Yeah.
There ain't nobody. I'm not watching fucking basketball. I haven't watched a basketball game in forever. And they said last year the big excuse was people aren't watching it because of COVID and it's blah blah blah. Now it's worse than it was last year. People are tired of all the fucking BLM shit.
Yes.
And now the Black Lives Matter guys are walking with these Palestinian
Yep.
fucks. You know?
That's the biggest joke.
I think what we need to do is we need to get together and buy a country somewhere and then ship everybody that hates America down there and let them start their own fucking country.
Fuck,
Exactly.
man.
And put that motherfucker in like Zimbabwe or some shit.
If they don't like it here, go somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, that's, if I didn't like Knox City, I would move somewhere else. I'd move to Albany. But after all the stories I heard about the girl with the fingers, I don't know if I want to be in Albany.
She's safe.
Tiny liked it. Don't lie, Tiny.
I did not like it.
I can't find anything. I can't find
So,
the ratings.
y'all used to go to the stockyards a lot?
We'd go to Stego. There's a ranch rodeo we're in every year in October. We go down there every year. And
Now, y'all won the Abilene Ranch Rodeo, right?
Yes, sir.
So, did you ride much in it?
yes, sir.
What'd you do?
I was in, I guess what they call the team pennon, and then I was in the team doctrine.
Do y'all do the wild cow milking?
I wasn't in it this year.
That's got to be hard to do.
Yeah, it's not fun really. But
You got a fast guy that does the running?
yes, sir.
That's the key to that whole deal.
And two really good muggers. That's why everybody's like, "You're the biggest summit, aren't you?" Out there, I'm like, "Have you seen the athletes we got on our team? I don't need to be there."
Now, who are the guys do they work for y'all much or just every once in a while?
Yeah, Chris Hubbard's a guy. So it's Jamie. Well, Jamie's hurt, but Chris Hubbard's a guy, and we neighbor. They have the ranch to the west of us. And then Brian McBride works full time, and then 2-day workers.
And they do the cowboy. What can you tell what that paid? Does that pay much to win that?
No, it doesn't pay a whole lot because I don't quote me on this. I think the entry fee is like $3,500 or $5,000, but they give really good trinkets like bits and spurs and buckles for winning stuff. And we took a boat a while back, a few years ago. We'd rather have more of the trinkets than we had the money on this rodeo, just because it's the only rodeo that really gives prizes like that.
Now, do you do the Wichita Falls
We got kicked out.
of the ranch roundup? How'd you
Why?
get kicked out of that?
Back when Jamie and them were winning everything, they won it like 4 years in a row, wasn't it?
A lot, yeah.
Yeah, and
They was winning all of them.
they walked in there, and our old foreman, George Peacock, who's passed away now, they walked in there, and one of the board members said something to him. He goes, "I don't know why all you son of a bitches showed up. We're just going to kick your ass again," but they won't let us back in. It wasn't anything we did. It was back in the day. I mean, that was like, what?
Late 90s.
Mid and late 90s. So, yeah.
Well, I tell you what, I used to have some fun to that in the early 90s.
Yeah.
That was a good time. That was really a good time until the girl jumped out of the car going home.
Yeah.
And that when she got, I think
Yeah.
it killed her that night. And that she was a young girl from one of the ranches up in the Panhandle. And then the next year they moved all the shit to the wherever it was.
Mopac or
They moved it to Cheyenne Cattle Company or something, or Stetson's at the time. But back when they used to have the dance and shit out
Yeah.
there, it was a lot of fun.
They always said when it was in that outdoor, is it the Sheriff's Posse Arena? Is that what
Yep.
it was?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was
The Mounted Patrol Arena.
Yeah, it was always way better.
Oh,
out
it was
there.
a
But I
good
was
time.
just a little kid whenever
Yeah, it was
I was,
real fun.
8 or 10 years old when they were still out there. So
Those are my good days. Those were good times right
Yeah.
there.
Oh, yeah.
That's when Clay was fighting everybody all the time.
yeah, Clay got me in trouble at Wichita a few years ago.
Clay did?
Mm-hmm.
How?
I was in line to get a beer, and him and Kelly were way at the back. So I said, "Y'all want something?" They said, "Yeah." And that was before the rodeo started, and I got back to my seat with my wife when the cow milking started, and this is the last event. I stood there and drank beer with Clay the entire time.
You ditched your wife.
I bet old Squirt was pissed off at
She
you.
was not happy.
Is Squirt her new nickname forever, Dale?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you get a nickname from Les, it sticks.
All right, we got...
2 hours.
No shit, we've been on here
Just
2
crossed
hours.
Just crossed it.
Yeah, I got cattle selling in about 45 minutes.
Well, we need to get off here.
Big money day for you.
You want to
Let's
tell
hope.
everybody where your food truck is? They want to come get some
You need to
cheap
come.
beef?
You need to travel. You need to put that motherfucker on the road,
You
yeah.
come up here, I'll come with you and help you.
When
and
is
I'll
that
buy
deal?
from you.
July 3rd.
July 3rd here in Knox City.
Here at Knox City at
No,
4
I can't
o'clock.
help you. I'll be in
we're,
Reynosa.
we're having a big fireworks display. We're going to have a live band here. Band from Graham, I think, is going to be here. SR 380 or something. I don't.
Oh, yeah,
I
I've heard them.
I think don't misquote me if you're in that band and you don't know nothing about this, and there's somebody else in. But I think that's the band that's going to be here on July 3rd, and we're having a big, huge biggest fireworks display we've had in North Texas probably here. We're going to have
We'll
water
see what's
slides and
going
shit
on
for
then.
kids. And I need a commitment here. This ain't fucking
this
Smokey
isn't-
you're talking to.
Yeah, it's either a yay or a nay.
But we
what else you got to do that day? But make some money,
Yeah.
make some cheddar.
Is that on Saturday, I
yes,
guess?
It is.
Saturday.
I don't know. I have to check.
Your calendar's free. I'll see you July 3rd. Les.
July 3rd. And do you
I
do,
look forward
do,
to
you do
eating your
anything with
barbecue.
tortillas?
I eat a lot of them.
I do too. I didn't know if you did like briskets and tortillas and shit.
Yeah, we did brisket wraps and stuff.
Yeah, you'd stay real busy.
Sausage wraps and stuff
He does
like that.
cook good.
I'm sure he does. Well, he's not a slim guy. If you buy food from a skinny fucker, you better
Heard
be
that.
shady.
I'm ready to try this cheap meat of yours. On July 3rd, we'll see you there.
And you can tell by looking at Andy, his little skinny ass, he don't make a good brisket, but he
No.
makes other shit that's really good.
Brisket is no go. I'm gonna put another one on this weekend.
Your prime rib was excellent.
I can do
We
prime
did
rib.
prime rib the other
I
day.
do
Boy, it was
ribs.
good.
Do you do the beef ribs at all? You ever do those?
I don't do them very much.
That's my go-to.
I like those.
Yeah,
I got a
they're-
rack.
I like them. They're good, but I just don't cook them very
I bought a
much.
whole ribeye the other day for $7 a pound.
It's cheap enough.
Damn.
Yeah.
Bone in too.
Bone in.
That is cheap.
It was really good. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for listening to you. God bless y'all. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, boys.
You bet.
You bet. Glad to be here.
All right, go check out all of our sponsors. Check out Eyesight Drone Services. You got a piece of property that needs to be flown, contact them. Check out Bangtail Whiskey, Goose Creek Retrievers, Gundog Outdoors, Pacific Custom Calls, Stanfield Hunting Outfitters, Blind Grass, Dive Bomb Industries, Boss Shot Shells, Dirty Duck Coffee, Lucky Duck, and the boys from the Looking Glass Duck Club podcast.